Do you love traveling through time and space? Then listen to Gallif Radio, a Whovian podcast, every other Friday, right here on the Journey into Comics Network, journeyintocomics.com.
The following
is a Journey into Comics.
Journey into Comics.
Journey into
Is a
Comics.
Journey into Comics.
Journey into Comics.
Journey into Comics
Network.
Production.
We're gonna fuck the sodomites in the heritage!
Warning, Podcastrophe imminent. This is Podcastrophe with Dick and Tyler. And Matt. Coming at you with a fistful of heritage on a podcast where anything goes and there are no safe spaces. This is Podcastrophe.
What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Dick. I'm here with Tyler and Matt.
Hi,
He's Matt.
I'm Matt.
Tyler's too busy playing Pokemon
Hey, sorry.
on his new Switch.
I just got fly.
Ah, nice. This is episode 70. This is our first official episode back in a couple weeks, you know. Last week we took a break for, Thanksgiving. Wow.
That's Christmas, dude.
My brain hurts sometimes too.
I know. Well, we just accidentally ran into Cameron, and I feel like his autism just like hit me and
Oh, yeah.
Did you
it
just
rubbed
have a
off on
brain
me.
aneurysm? Because that can happen anywhere.
So yeah, last week we took a break for Christmas. I did a little short episode, just whatever. And then we did Drunkastrophe, which I'm really bummed you weren't here for that.
Yeah, I
although,
was like deathly ill. I went to work that day, and like you know how I am early in the morning anyway, because you got to
Yeah.
you are the one person that's a part of this show that has worked physically worked with me. So like I'm either really with it first thing in the morning or I'm not with it at all. And I got to work that Thursday, that day of Podcastrophe, and I was like, man, I just don't feel good. I'm like, I got plenty of sleep, but I was groggy and tired, and like my fucking head hurt. And then as the day progressed, it just like, man, I should not be this nauseous. And I was like dry heaving while I was working, and then I started throwing up, and then it's just a spiral after that. So I fucking went home and tried to do a rally nap.
yeah,
To fucking recoup for Drunkastrophe Snorlax style. I thought, okay, I'll go sleep for a couple hours, try and drink a bunch of water, and I mean I couldn't even stomach like small amounts of water, so I had to unfortunately bow out of the momentous occasion of Drunkastrophe 2.
it was quite a train wreck. Like
Would you expect
Austin didn't
anything
come.
else?
Austin didn't come.
Yeah.
So like no, it was just. I mean, it was exactly what it was, I guess, supposed to be. It's just constant everybody talking and talking over each other and nothing. We didn't even have like a topic for like the first hour. I don't even remember if we did or not. And then
Sounds successful to me.
and then like maybe the last 25 minutes we talked about Star Wars. And that was actually like the most like cohesive part of the whole show.
I mean, that sounds about right.
Yes.
Anytime you start talking about some kind of nerd
Yeah.
thing with like Star Wars or us with superhero movies, we're
Like-
that's when the conversation gets pretty.
There's like
cohesive here.
maybe a solid 37 minutes of us just slapping each other because we all had our shirts off.
Okay.
We took our shirts off in solidarity because Dave Linder wasn't here.
Right.
Nature boy.
Yeah.
Woo!
Dave Linder wasn't here, so we took our shirts off because we knew he would want it that way.
And he would masturbate.
Yeah. But no, so
Real
like
important factor.
Yeah.
so at some point somebody slapped another person on the stomach, and then that just turned into a giant slap fight between us all. I got slapped. I didn't slap anybody. They just kept slapping me.
You were just a bystander.
I was.
Please stop! I can't do it anymore.
Yes, Pod Daddy Nate, I am a little sick. I've been sniffly and throaty and
I can't do it anymore.
Matt says he also says love the Lakers jersey, Matt.
I'm the GOAT.
Bah.
Please stop.
But yeah, we had those three boys over there. The Dark Lord, King in the North from I don't know. And
Oh my God! I have to interrupt you. Right now at the Indiana State Museum, there's a movie called Pandas, an IMAX original film.
oh my God. Are we gonna go see it?
I kind of want to.
Do we want to see Tiffany in IMAX?
Yes. Good Lord. I'm sorry. Oh, man.
IMAX
Jesus.
Original film.
Jesus. Fuck.
Pandas. Pretty sure nature would like to claim that as their
Pandas.
original.
Keep talking while I pour this. Do you want me to pour you a glass?
I'll just take a sip of what you have remaining in the can, if that's okay.
Okay.
Because if it's a lot like the Nutter Cup, I probably won't like it.
It's a lot like it, but it's a better flavor.
Well, we shall see.
It's more peanut buttery, and this is the peanut butter pieces from 450 North we're talking about here. It's a lot more peanut buttery, less of that burnt peanut butter taste that you had.
Mm-hmm. See, I'm still just getting like, sorry, not even like burnt
What's
peanut
that, Matt?
butter.
No.
Okay.
It's like burnt chocolate. It's like burnt chocolate.
The only-
Yeah.
Only peanut butter worth having is crunchy peanut butter.
Skippy brand, crunchy peanut butter.
If it's just got peanuts in it, I like it.
Okay, that's fair. Skippy is a superior peanut butter.
My father is a big fan of Peter Pan.
whipped
I used to be too, and then they
whipped
started
creamy
making people
peanut
sick.
butter Peter Pan peanut butter.
What?
Whipped creamy Peter Pan peanut butter.
And then they started making people sick, and I stopped eating Peter Pan.
I haven't been sick.
Creamy.
Lots of people have.
Oh, Alex Taylor in the chat says, "Happy New Year, boy," because that's right. This is January 1st.
Yeah.
This
New
is
year, new me.
officially
Hashtag blessed.
the very first Podcastrophe of the year. And, yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
It's the same me.
It's New Year, same me. New Year, new me.
Nope.
Nope, still going to be the same
Nope.
thought.
I'm just gonna be myself.
But I thought you were the goat. Bah.
Bah! Bah!
I'm gonna try to lose weight this year. That's probably my resolution.
Hey, me too. I'm legitimately gonna try and do that.
I went to the doctor about a week before Christmas because I thought I had a sinus infection coming along pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I want to get a handle on this before the holiday. So I went there. They weighed me. I'm like 200, like almost 245. And I was like, fuck, I'm as big as John Cena with none of the muscle. So I need to start doing some push-ups. And then, like I was telling Blaine, I'm finally catching up on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I watched Thor Ragnarok, and I was just like, Jesus Christ, man.
God, Chris Hemsworth will make your dick hard, won't he?
My wife was just like, why do you always talk about how good he looks? I'm like, because look at him.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, I mean, between him and Water Thor, old Jason Momoa, like,
Yeah.
Aqua Bro?
Water
Aqua
Thor.
Bro, Water Thor, fucking Slow Bro,
Well,
maybe.
I also watched Infinity
Samoa
War
Bro.
today.
What?
And I watched Infinity War today, and the scene where he's like holding the like star thing open, like the forge, and he's like, "Fuck!" I'm just like, Jesus Christ! Look at those fucking biceps.
It's almost
man.
like the scene in
It's like the scene
Predator?
in fucking
Winter
Civil
Soldier.
War. Is it Civil War? Or?
it's either Winter Soldier or Civil
I
War
think
where
it's Civil War where he's holding the fucking
No, that's-
helicopter.
Yeah, that is Civil War.
Chris Evans
yeah.
just hulking out himself. Just you see like all the veins in his biceps, and they're
Yeah.
it's just like they don't look that big until that moment, and you're just like, holy
Yeah, dude,
shit.
And then you're like fixated on his arms, like anytime he's in scene, when he just has his t-shirt on, and you realize that they are that big all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not until you see him in action that you're
They're
like,
ghost biceps.
Oh.
Like,
Ghost
like,
biceps.
like once you see them, you can't unsee them.
The ghost biceps. So yeah, that's my goal really. But other than that, like, you know, I did start a new job late this year in November, and it's just trying to gain traction with that job and lose weight.
hell yeah. I'm my my goals are just the same,
30%.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I don't know. Like, it's been a long time since I've done the whole New Year's resolution thing or goals thing, because, like, it doesn't change anything. Just keep being. If I don't want to change anything, if I don't need to change anything, why change anything?
Right.
Like, I'm just gonna keep going by what Gandhi said. Don't be a cunt.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of that.
Or is that Buddha? I don't know. Either way, don't be a piece of shit. I'm not gonna be a piece of shit. Okay.
I don't really do the New Year's things just because, like, for most of the time, people don't follow through with them anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess my only goal is to continue growing this show. Continue trying to grow our brand alongside the Journey into Comics network brand. I had a talk with Mr. Phillips at LaFiCon, and so hopefully we got some pretty big things in the works.
I also have my own ghost big things in the works.
It's a secret.
Oh?
Yeah. You'll see.
I just thought of another resolution for me looking at myself in this camera is go find a tanning bed.
Maybe part of it is probably just because you're wearing so much yellow.
It might be that, but I'm very white.
Yeah.
I am a very pale dude. And
Yeah. Well, I wasn't going to assume your race or anything, but,
That was
you know.
wrong arm. I'm gonna say.
I'm just
Yep.
like
I'm darker than you.
there's no way I could go to a beach right now.
There's just no way.
Like
There's
if I
just
went
no
on that
way, pal.
I was watching Naked and Afraid over the break.
Dude, you guys want to go on a Naked and Afraid?
No,
I'd be down.
Why not?
I don't like being naked
Okay.
or afraid.
Yeah, but you get... Yeah, I'm just... Two things I'm not a fan of there, pal. Being naked and being afraid there.
It's
Put
literally
them
in the
together and
title.
I just can't handle it.
It's literally in the title. But no, I'd be down. But I was watching that show, and I'm like sitting there, and we're watching this episode of a guy who was like a ginger, and they threw him on a tropical island,
Oh,
and for like the first
Sons of
11
bitches.
days. He got so sunburned, all he could do was just lay there, and the person had to basically feed him.
Yeah.
He was just like, I'm so sorry.
It's
And they're like, his survival rating has dropped significantly. He's
It's
like,
like-
what the fuck? You put him in the worst environment for him.
yeah.
It's like literally any scene in any of the Alien franchise movies when you see someone cocooned to a wall. Kill me!
God.
Please kill me!
Like like I can just imagine how like those first couple like little scenes of that show went. Like he's doing stuff, surviving, and as he's doing them, he's like,
No, that's exactly how it was. Like, they're trying to get to
Ow!
the campsite because, like, the way the show works, you've seen
Right,
it.
you get dropped
Like,
off.
You get dropped off. You got to go to the campsite, and you got to sit there, and then
And
you
then
gotta
you
go
have to
extraction.
evaluate that campsite.
Yeah.
You have to decide whether or not you're going to stay at the one that they've chosen for you.
So, like, as they're going to this campsite, he's just like, "Yeah, I'm getting sunburnt." He's just like, "I feel it on my shoulders," and then like. It gets to the next day, and he's like under the little shelter that he made, and he's like as red as that fucking thing
Cape.
over there. Dude.
that is a
It's-
cape.
It was bad, and he was just like, "Ow, ow, ow." I felt terrible,
I
and
need
then it just made me
aloe.
think of my wife, because my wife is a crazy ginger, like as white as the light shade, almost. And I'm like, if she ever went on that show, they would throw her on an island like that just because they're assholes and they're like, this would be great for ratings.
You don't have a soul anyway. I mean,
She has a beautiful soul.
gingers don't have souls, Matt.
She has a beautiful soul.
Did you fashion her a soul? Did you make one?
Maybe I did.
That's fair.
Whatever.
Hey, I'm not going to judge.
Who sang that song?
But yeah, I would totally go on Naked and Afraid.
Have you ever described someone's complexion as milk?
No, more vanilla.
That guy just popped into my head like
He's got a milky complexion.
milky complexion.
I'm thinking more of yogurt. Plain yogurt.
Greek or Western?
Greek.
Okay. You remind me a lot of a Greek yogurt.
Pre-stirred.
Yeah. Oh fuck.
If you went on that show, what would you bring? Like for your, like, you know how you're allowed to bring one thing. What would you bring?
Definitely knife fire starter combo.
Nice.
Like
Blaine?
a good knife with some fire steel. Because, I mean, you can't do anything without fire.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, that's probably the best option.
See,
That or a life straw.
I would bring like that shovel that like Green Berets use.
An e-tool.
I'd bring that because you use it as a pan, a weapon, a knife.
Yeah,
a
e-tool's
shovel.
handy.
I'd bring that fucking thing.
Alex says my complexion is definitely milk.
I'm glad someone accepts what I've labeled
Accepts
them
milk.
as.
2% or skim.
I mean, if I was a ginger, I'd bring some aloe.
I need it.
I mean, you can eat it. You can eat it for sustenance.
Yeah. I'd
with
be out
mosquito
within
bites?
like the first 2 days, but
What?
Helps with mosquito bites.
yeah.
I'd totally go on that show, but I mean, I'm pretty self-conscious about my body now. I got a lot of stretch marks.
So,
I'm self-conscious about that.
I used to be really proud of my stretch marks.
I'm not.
They're
Like-
your tiger stripes.
Like the stretch. Well, no, I mean like
I have built-in camouflage.
the, stre-
I am no longer naked and afraid.
the stretch marks that I had around my arms and stuff, like especially like right here in my shoulders and your delts. Like, oh yeah,
See, mine are all here.
yeah. I feel you.
Feels bad, man.
Yeah, tell me about it, dude. I was almost 300 pounds
Yeah.
a year and a half ago. So,
I got stretch marks on my ass cheeks.
I used to be in shape. I remember that.
Yeah, you were.
I was in really good shape, and then I found Panda Express, and they just upped my medication. So, just makes you eat. Makes you eat real stuff a lot.
yeah. I mean, if only you could eat not real things.
I know. I need holographic food.
Wow.
All right. Anyway.
Anyway,
Wow, holographic food, and we're moving on.
yeah. If for those watching live, go ahead and pop some stuff in the chat. You know, we'll respond to it. We'll say hi to us. Let us know you're here.
That'd be
Let
cool.
us know what you think about holographic food.
Yeah, and let us know what your
Is it the
complexion is.
future?
Do you have a milky complexion? Do you have a yogurty complexion? Let us know.
Is it olive oil complexion?
Oh man.
But yeah. So Blaine told me the topics today. We're going to be talking about Birdbox and Aquaman.
Which you haven't seen Birdbox, and he hasn't seen Aquaman.
Yep.
So this'll be fun.
Little bit of an Aquaman debacle. I'm getting that remedied post haste.
Yeah.
Thanks, Scott.
You guys were supposed to go see it together.
Yep.
Yeah, we were gonna go see it together. Then he told me, "Hey, my wife really wants to go, so how about we go separate days?" And I was like,
Well,
"All right." And I
it's-
ended up going.
He
that
didn't tell
night.
you. He told our group chat.
It started.
He told me too.
It started as, "Hey, my wife's gonna go with us," and I said, "Okay, cool." And then I literally went like this: "Hey, don't forget, I'm going to the movies tonight. I want to go. I want to go." And then there's the lip quiver. I want to go to the movies. Yeah. And it's like you explicitly said that you didn't want to go see this movie, but Jason Momoa's in it, and I want to see it now. And it's like,
There was so many women in that movie because of him.
yeah,
Like I'm talking like old cat ladies,
oh yeah,
and I was like,
yeah.
"Are
They're
you
flicking that
fucking-"
bean.
Got that vibrating underwear from
Yeah.
the Ugly Truth.
Yeah, during the movie, they're fucking flicking that bean.
So yeah, in our group chat, you guys are just going back and forth, and then you're like, "Well, Skylar wants to see it now, so we'll just go a different day, and we'll talk about it on the show." And I laugh because like you guys shoved it in my face so much that you guys were gonna go see it without me together.
Well, in our defense, you mean you like shoved it in our face that you were going to see it without us.
No, I did
Yeah,
not.
you did.
I did not.
Yeah, I'm going to go see it in Ohio. Eh.
That's all I said.
I mean, but you said it like I just
And I
did.
didn't see it in Ohio either.
I need to go see Spider-Man. So.
Yeah, I still need to see that
Yeah,
too.
me too. Yeah, my brother actually hit me up that day. He's like, "Hey, we're gonna go see Spider-Man tonight. If you guys want to, you and the family want to join." I'm like, "We're not gonna get there till like after 8." And he's like, "Oh, well, last showing 7:45. I guess we'll see it some other time." I was like, "Yeah," and we got there about 8:30. Sure enough.
Yeah.
But no, I like I was riding along. I was on my way to Ohio, and that's when I said "ha" to the group chat, and Tyler messages me. He's like, "Hey, dude, are you pissed off or something?" Because like all I said was "ha," and then I didn't respond to anything else. And like you guys were like, "What the fuck? What's he laughing at?" And I'm just reading it, letting it go. Hey, dude, you okay?
I think I just ignored it because I was like, all right, I'm going to go see it tonight then with Kristen. And I did.
No.
And it was amazing.
We saw it Christmas Day.
It was,
Christmas night.
It was exactly what I wanted it to be.
Oh, yeah.
It buys into the cheese, and I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like I said, I haven't seen it yet, so...
I can do spoiler free.
No, I mean, you spoil whatever you want. I don't care. I know it's going to be good. So Matt and I have had this conversation a lot on the show, but I am obviously a supporter of the DC Cinematic Universe. I think what they have done is totally acceptable in my mind. There's obviously room or places that they can improve.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go back in time and debate that today, but I will say that like release week for Aquaman, everything that I read was that it was way above par compared to Wonder Woman, which no one can argue is the best film in the DC Cinematic Universe at this time. So, in my mind, with as hard as critics hit Justice League, and then
I enjoyed.
Which
I thought it was a fun movie.
We've all had that conversation. Critics loved Wonder Woman, but it didn't get the critical acclaim in the mainstream media that I think it deserved, for sure, and I'm sure we can all agree on that.
I'd agree with that.
And then everything that I read was that Aquaman was better, and from everyone that I've talked to, I have not had one person say the contrary. So I'm really interested to see what...
I'd be the first. I would say it's on par with Wonder Woman, or just under.
Well, okay.
I really liked Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman was excellent.
Wait a minute. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this as a question: who do you think is more interesting of a character, Jason Momoa Aquaman or Gal Gadot Wonder Woman?
For the movie universe, I would have to say Aquaman.
Right there.
So, but as the character itself, just not in the universe, movie universe, I'm a Wonder Woman supporter there.
I've always been pretty anti Wonder Woman, not because she's a woman, but because it's the
BDSM shit.
Well, it's the same reason that I was anti Captain America for a long time. Chris Evans and the Marvel Cinematic Universe changed my mind, I'm here for justice and everything that's good, and I've got my lasso of truth, and you will not lie to me, oh bad evildoer. I'm not into that shit. I want to see gritty, real life stuff. Chris Evans did it with Captain America, and I think for the most part, Gal Gadot has done it with Wonder Woman in any of her iterations of the character. Yep. And in Justice League, a lot of people criticize the surfer dude, Aquaman.
Yeah. I was one of those.
Okay, and I was too, but here's the thing. You have comic book Aquaman, which the majority of fans say is useless, okay? You have Aquaman in any of the animated series, which people still say, well, he's fucking useless. You have badass Aquaman in, like, the video games, like Injustice, Gods Among Us. Okay, that Aquaman's pretty badass.
I like the
animated
one was a pretty big badass.
Yeah, but there's people that would disagree, is what I'm saying.
True.
Like the one from Flashpoint, like that's really the only one I know.
Oh, I'm thinking of Justice League, the animated series.
Okay. Yeah, he was pretty cool.
Flashpoint.
Motherfucker cut his own hand off.
Yeah.
Flashpoint Aquaman was pretty brutal.
Yeah, that's a good movie. That's a good animated movie.
But what I'm trying to get at is going all the way back to the DC Marvel argument. DC has yet again proved that they have the ability to cast the right people for the right roles, even with all the criticism that they initially had with Jason Momoa as Aquaman. So I'm really excited to hear what you guys have to say about the film. And now I'm going to stop talking for about 15 minutes.
All right, Blaine, well,
first off...
start with, what would you give it, like, on a 10-point scale or a letter grade?
I'm giving it a fucking 10.
On a
And as weird as it is for me to say this, you don't hear me say a 10 often because
No, it's really difficult to get you to give something a 10.
it shouldn't be. Like you look at me and I enjoy everything I watch typically, so you would think, oh, I'd give them out left and right, but no, I try to hold back and actually be realistic. But no, this movie was. I'm sorry, I think it blew fucking Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman.
We need some Water Woman in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
We need some water, woman. No.
I think it blew Wonder Woman out of the fucking water, and I loved Wonder Woman.
I don't think it blew it out of the water. However, the final act.
I really love that pun, by the way. That blew it out of the water. I picked
Yes.
up on it.
I picked up on it after I said it.
Yeah. The unintentional ones are always the
Oh
best.
yeah.
I would say the final act of Wonder Woman
Hold on.
compared to the
You know
final
what's funny
act of...
is I said that coming out of the theater, and I even looked at Miranda after because I did the same exact thing where I realized I made a pun after I made it, and I look at Miranda, I was like, huh? Yeah, blew it out of the water. Get it? She just looked
She
at
just
me
looked
like,
at you with contempt.
yeah. Which normally she just,
Can I talk now?
yeah, you can talk. I'm sorry.
You're Matt.
I
Get it,
am.
Matt.
But I think the final act for Wonder Woman is what kind of made the film drop off, in my opinion. And then you look at the final act for Aquaman, and the final act, like that, basically the climax of the film, is amazing. It's amazing.
Yes.
So if I'm not going to disagree with anybody or like condemn anybody for them saying, "Oh, I liked Aquaman better than Wonder Woman." I totally see your points.
Yeah.
Awesome movie. But for me, I liked Wonder Woman a little bit more just because of I think everything leading up to that final act before Ares, like the reveal of Ares in that final fight scene.
That's such a good fight scene, too.
It is.
It is a fight. It is a good fight scene, but it's a little bit too dark.
Yeah.
Like color.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
See,
definitely.
That's where, I mean, again, obviously I haven't seen Aquaman yet, but I think as good as both the films are, I think if you're going to compare them toe to toe, because they are essentially the same movie.
Yes and no.
I mean, you're given your origin story along with all kinds of shit wrapped up into one movie, one standalone film.
Wonder Woman itself was a straight up origin story. Aquaman,
It's an origin story.
it's an origin story told through flashbacks.
Yeah. So, but what I'm getting at is, as much production value as they have, and as good as the movies are, I think you really have to nitpick them. Much like I critiqued Black Panther, and we continue to critique Black Panther on its cinematography. I think that's where Wonder Woman struggled a little bit with, and then, going into Aquaman, I know a lot of people were really, really critical of its CGI.
Yeah.
You and I had a big, long discussion about that. Like, look how bad
the crowd goers.
Yes, look how bad that fucking CGI looks. So, and I don't know how that was in the film.
It was slightly better.
Okay.
I didn't care. For me, I don't look for like bad CGI in films because I'm always just like, listen, it's better than fucking 1990s special effects.
Sometimes.
Unless you're X-Men Origins Wolverine. So,
Well, I mean, 1990s Jurassic Park special effects are arguably still better than 90% of the special effects in the industry
and
right
and,
now.
and
so.
they made something new there for that.
Yeah.
Like that was all new programming. Even the people animating Jurassic Park
well,
were like,
that can be considered also like an all-time great movie though too.
Right.
But special effects wise, I thought the movie looked incredible. I had such a fun time with it because it's so bright and colorful. Because that's how you picture Atlantis. That's kind of how it's depicted in comic books as well as, Injustice. Gods
Right.
Among Us. I was a big fan of Injustice.
Well, and going back to the Wonder Woman comparison, it's totally the opposite of World War I era Europe, which is gray and dark. That's all it is.
And that's why I liked Wonder Woman's coloring so much because Themyscira was bright and colorful, and then when she got into man's world, it was very bleak.
Yep.
And so that's one reason why I loved Wonder Woman. I was like, they actually had a reason why the color was the way it was.
yeah.
But then, like I said, the final fight scene was a little bit too dark where I was just like...
But it was really cool when
It was cool.
when the flames would like light up
Yeah.
her costume and all, like you'd see all the colors and shit.
But yeah, like But Aquaman, visually amazing. I geeked out so hard when he came out with the orange and green, like stupid hard. I had a guy tell me to shut up in the theater. I was like, yeah!
I was really against that when it came out because I was like, man, he's already Aquaman and he already has a suit of armor in fucking Justice League.
Here's the thing, like,
I like that armor.
I'm listening to the people talk and like marketing people, and it seems like they're just kind of ignoring Justice League now.
Yeah, that's
Like they're
silly.
ignoring everything prior to these standalone movies almost.
Well, I mean, you gotta think about the whole Ben Affleck controversy, which still isn't settled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one knows what's going on with Batfleck.
And Superman.
Yep. Henry Cavill still in I'm just gonna say in limbo. He's in the negative zone right now.
Keeps denying claims that he doesn't want to be Superman anymore, but
Well, and he has other people that are involved in the franchises also sticking up for him,
yeah.
saying he 100% wants to still be Superman.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of controversy there. Ezra Miller, I've heard there's talks about him not playing Flash anymore.
Really?
Too.
I heard the Flash movie got pushed back till 2021.
It has been.
Well, the most recent thing that I read is it was totally canceled. So, I mean,
this was just
that's
a video I watched
that's
the
up.
other day. But
That's
I
up
don't
for
know.
interpretation, I'm sure.
There was one mention of Justice League and Aquaman,
Okay.
and they're like, "You defeated Steppenwolf,"
Yeah, they did step back to that.
so that's the only mention.
Okay.
So this does make it a sequel entirely. And then, but I guess the only thing I didn't really like about the OG Aquaman look is the elbow guards, the fucking gloves.
The gauntlets.
They're just too big. I think they're just too big.
Okay.
But he made it work, and it was a good movie. It was probably easily one of the best movies I've seen all year.
I mean, it's a movie about a water boy fighting people with a pokey stick trident. So
I'm putting this above Deadpool 2.
really, wow, I'm anxious to.
I mean, I
really
am
critique it.
almost willing to put it above Infinity War.
Wow.
But
wouldn't.
but Infinity War was just so much more than just a movie. It's 10 years worth of movies and leading up to. So that's why I'm very reluctant to say that.
I give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
For me. And although I love this part of the movie, especially at the beginning, there were some cheesy things in it. And like I said, I'm pretty sure they bought into what they were trying to do with the cheese. Like they wanted it to be cheesy, but Black Manta as a character was terribly acted.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that was one of my biggest questions.
So like he's
Black
not
Manta is one of my favorite villains in all of DC.
He's not in the movie too much. Basically,
He's a side villain.
Not much. He's in basically 2 scenes.
Yeah.
And it's basically to set him up for future films. And I'm fine with that. But the guy they had to act for him,
It's a black guy, right?
Yeah.
he especially at the beginning of the movie, when he is dealing with like just invading a submarine and like him and his dad, and when shit goes wrong with his dad, like his acting was so bad there, it made me laugh.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is supposed to be a scene where I kind of feel bad for this guy.
Right.
Because, this is an empathetic moment, and I'm laughing at him because the way he's portraying this.
I'll have to watch it again, but I didn't. I felt for the character entirely that moment.
So, to me, it was just cheesy there, and it wasn't the good cheese like when Aquaman's getting hit with stuff, and then he like just looks at him and goes, "Bleh," and then it's like like stupid music. I was like, that's awesome. That's the cheesiest thing ever, and I love it.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, that was the good cheese. The bad cheese was some of the stuff was poorly acted. Ocean Master I thought was pretty cool. Ivan Drago's character was pretty cool.
So there's multiple villains in the movie, from what I understand. Is that right?
Just two villains.
Okay.
Orm
Yep.
and Black Manta. Black Manta being like I said, a side villain.
Like I said, he's like in it for like
yeah,
2 scenes.
and you know he's already a villain, but they give him the Black Manta shit, which starts. It's cool how they give it to him because it's not the actual like Black Manta suit.
It's just like an Atlantean.
They give him an Atlantean
like
bazooka
prototype weapon.
They give him a Spartan laser.
Basically.
They straight up give him a fucking Spartan laser from Halo 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's just like...
And he like modifies it all.
He looks at it, he's like, alright.
I can do something with this.
Like he modifies it, makes it look like the Black Manta suit out of the comic books, which was awesome.
Yeah. I loved it.
Action in the movie, great. It's really good. My favorite thing about this movie was they made Aquaman a badass.
Yeah, but they didn't make him OP.
No, they
amongst
didn't.
his own people.
But the thing is, here's the thing. Aquaman should be kind of broken. This is a character that can stand toe to toe with Superman for a good while in like combat, and it's not a contest in water. So, like, I like the fact that he is like lifting fucking submarines out of the water and shit. And people are like, "Well, I didn't know he's that strong." He's like, "Yeah, the dude's he's a champ."
Yeah.
And people don't realize that. They're like, "Oh, what's he do? He talks to fishes." He also can pull the fucking Kraken out of nowhere and fuck you up with it.
Right. Like, you want to see some weird shit come up out the ocean?
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Hey,
Kraken. Yeah.
You ever seen Japanese tentacle porn?
I'm gonna need some of that hentai stuff right now.
But yeah, like that was
one of the things that I saw a lot of people really critique about Justice League was the scene where you get a little bit of Dark Superman, and it's Aquaman and Wonder Woman doing their best to stand toe-to-toe with Superman in his heightened rage. And people are like, oh, no fucking way. That shouldn't be happening. And then...
No, that's possible.
And
Right.
Rage Superman is a little bit different than we're just going fighting toe-to-toe.
Right.
Like, it's a completely different animal.
But when you've got Aquaman and Wonder Woman fighting Steppenwolf, and Aquaman and Wonder Woman are both giving Steppenwolf all that he wants, they didn't necessarily need Supes to show up to win that fight. Like, Wonder Woman and Aquaman could have totally won that fight. So, people just don't give them the credit that they deserve. Because they both can challenge the fucking Kryptonian. So,
well, even Batman's got a fucking game plan for fucking everything.
Well, I mean, let's just get the Bionicle suit back out, and then let's do some stuff, okay?
Let's go Dark Knight Returns on your ass.
Yeah, well, come on now.
I mean, in all reality, yes,
I'm going comic book
absolutely,
right?
Batman has the plan, but they didn't portray him that way in these movies.
They turned him after Batman v Superman. Actually, the very end of Batman v Superman.
Yeah, once
through
Doomsday was
Justice
involved, he was useless.
Once Martha was mentioned, Batman became kind of like a comedic character.
I think if they just continued to weigh on because I really like Batfleck. Okay,
I do too.
I think if the whole maelstrom that's going on with the DC right now, if they get that figured out, and they allow Batman to continue that. Not necessarily the comedic relief portion, but you have to really dive into the emotional weight that he brought to Justice League. The one-on-one interactions that he's having with people, it's either really comedic or it's really, really dark. That scene when him and Wonder Woman are kind of having the heart-to-heart. And when he jabs at her in a place that she doesn't want to be jabbed in, that's all really, really good material.
Yes.
So I think if you continue to put that forward from the Batman perspective, and you maybe lean a little bit on the tech-heavy stuff that you did in Batman v Superman. I mean, the fucker built a robot suit to fight a god, okay?
Yeah.
Robot suit challenges a god. Let's see a little bit more kryptonite spears and shit like that.
I was gonna say, given
like the kryptonite grenade, like smoke,
like
that. Kind
like
of
if
stuff.
you really lean on that, like that could
that
really
is the Batman we know and love.
That portrays a really, really accurate take on Batman.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I know I'm not going to beat you to death with my fists, but here's a fucking grenade of shit that kills you. I'm going to hide over here. Go ahead and shoot your lasers at me. Breathe in real deep for me, okay? Hey, you like my spear? I made it myself. You know?
It's made of that shit that kills you.
I want to see more of that stuff. And I think that if they I don't mean to get too far off.
What you
want
to see is Batman sneak up on Superman with a fucking rag of fucking kryptonite chloroform.
Yeah.
Breathe it in.
Do you bleed? Do you breathe?
Do you breathe? Episode title.
man.
I want to.
Episode title
Do you
right
even
there.
breathe?
Do you even breathe? But I want to see more of the detective side of Batman.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, I mean, if you
And
totally
that's the tech side though.
if you totally incorporate the tech heavy stuff and his problem solving, which I consider that the detective stuff,
Yeah.
because his Batman has the strongest problem solving ability of anybody that's in the Justice League. Maybe Martian Manhunter's got him, but we don't have Martian Manhunter right now, so we don't really need to talk about that.
I want Martian Manhunter so
Yeah,
bad.
well, and see, here's the thing: Martian Manhunter is one of my least favorite characters in.
I don't know shit about him.
Well, I
I
mean,
just want John Jones so bad.
Vision. That's all you need to say.
Oh,
Martian Manhunter and Vision are essentially the same character.
I can see that.
I mean, would you agree with that,
Yeah,
Matt?
I'd agree with that.
Okay. So,
Have very similar abilities.
yeah,
Similar looks too.
well, they are very similar as far as their art style and their image. I mean, obviously, they're not both robots, but yeah, they're essentially the same character. You know, lost my brain, stopped working for a second. But I think if you continue to put forth good material like Wonder Woman, like Aquaman, I was really apprehensive about Ezra Miller as the Flash. I'm not a big Flash guy.
Yeah.
But I really liked his portrayal of the Flash.
It was
I
interesting.
liked his
So if
portrayal
you
of Flash,
continue to put, I think where DC's at right now, they just need to keep cranking out these standalone films.
Yeah.
Put Justice
have
League
something
totally on the back burner. Let's get these standalone films, whether it's an origin story style like Wonder Woman or a mashup style like Aquaman.
You're not
Just
gonna
get your formula fucking figured out.
You're
Well,
not going
I
to
think
get.
They are starting to,
Right.
Because
Yeah.
they've started to pursue these standalone films with, Wonder Woman, which Wonder Woman deserved her own standalone movie finally, and then we get Aquaman. We're getting Shazam next.
Yep.
And I think Shazam
every
is
one
gonna
of
be
us is excited
pretty
for
good.
Shazam.
I'm excited for Shazam.
I think Shazam's going to be pretty good. And I think once they're like, okay, we actually have 3 titles now that have been pretty successful.
And then we don't know what's going to happen with Suicide Squad 2 also.
Yeah, James Gunn is still in the air on that one.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is really starting to fix maybe that stigma of like, oh, DC movies suck.
Micah Taylor says, you don't like Flash because you don't move fast, Tyler.
I was fast at one time, you fuck.
But I think, as these standalone titles keep coming, which I hope they do, and even, give me a sequel to Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Like, I would be down for another Superman standalone movie.
I mean, given they did the first 2 movies in one movie.
Yeah.
But
And then, like...
Maybe get
give
a
me-
little Solomon Grundy action, you're thinking?
That'd be cool. I would love to see a Bizarro.
Yep, that'd be cool.
I like that.
Like, I wish... I've gone over this 1,000 times. I wish they would have saved the death of Superman just for standalone Superman films. Because you could have literally done the second movie of Doomsday. Superman dies. And then you start the movie with our, after credit scene, fist out of the ground. And then Superman's back, but then you find out it's Cyborg Superman. You can do that whole story arc. And that would be an amazing trilogy for Superman. Because then he comes back. And then you can build off that. Because he's...
So where do you bring Darkseid in?
Darkseid's Endgame, dude. Like, he's like Thanos.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
What I'm getting at is, do you introduce him early and have the build up like you did with Thanos, or do you not introduce Darkseid until it 100% is Endgame?
I
I
think
think you introduced Darkseid the same way that Thanos was introduced in the Avengers.
A
So-
very minimal role, just the puppet pull or the puppeteer pulling the strings.
So, like, everybody's like, oh, well, DC's copying Marvel. They fucking copy each other all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They're the same fucking stories.
do these standalone films right now, and then do a Justice League movie where they're dealing with the white Martians from Mars trying to invade Earth, just like it was in the animated series. That would be a great story, because then you could also introduce new characters like Martian Manhunter. You could even incorporate the Green Lantern Corps.
I was getting ready to say that would be a perfect opportunity to incorporate the Green Lantern Corps.
Or if you wanted to even go even further into the animated series, what about the Thanagarians with Hawkgirl and Hawkman? Like, there's options there. And with, they're starting to do after credit scenes now. Just show fucking Darkseid then.
Did Aquaman have any?
Yeah. Had 2.
Oh, I didn't say for the second
no,
one.
I had 1. Sorry.
Okay, I didn't.
Just had one. But like at the very end, shit, you don't even got to show Darkseid. Just show fucking Apocalypse. And you know how people would geek out over that? Mm-hmm. And like, yeah, Darkseid's not trying to get like an Infinity Gauntlet, so there's not these stones. But he's always trying to find the anti-life equation from the source and everything.
Yep.
Like, he's easy.
Well, and he's always trying to put super powerful people under his thumb.
Yeah.
So
like,
you could almost highlight the what do they label him in the DC? The fucking
Metahumans.
metahumans. Thank
Okay.
you.
Oh, yeah.
You could do that from Darkseid's perspective.
Yeah.
He's got a fucking table with dossiers of super powerful beings in the fucking universe that he's gonna subjugate and put under his thumb, and then those are gonna become his generals, like fucking Steppenwolf. And then that could be your lead up to Darkseid.
Yeah.
Like, he's gonna keep throwing these super fucking uber powerful people at you, at the Kryptonian, and then see what happens.
Well, I think it'd also be a cool thing with what they did with Injustice. Mm-hmm. You find out Brainiac is the one that destroys Krypton, basically. Like, you could use Brainiac as a build-up for Darkseid. Because you could say the Brainiac was basically a subservient of Darkseid.
Right.
Now, I know it's not comic book lore.
Doesn't have to be.
But things have to be adapted at some point for the movie. I understand that. But there's good source material there that you can kind of weave to work.
Well, and that's where DC's at right now. They just need to, like anyone else that struggles, they need to pay attention to the source material. But from DC's side, they maybe need to ignore the source material a little bit and just put forth some good material.
Yeah.
Like they did with Wonder Woman, like they did with Aquaman. Like, in my opinion, Matt's opinion, and your opinion, they did with Justice League. Yeah. Put forth some good material. The fans that want to watch it will watch it.
Like, Justice League's not a great movie by any means.
No, but neither is Avengers in fucking 2012.
Like, it's an entertaining film.
Yeah.
Like, don't go in expecting a fucking Oscar winner.
Right.
No superhero movie has ever won an Oscar.
Right.
Looking back,
I think we might get there, though.
I think we will, too, because there's so many of them coming out now.
Looking back, like, I loved Avengers when it came out.
Oh, I did, too.
But
especially the soundtrack. The soundtrack was fucking badass.
Yeah.
I wasn't huge into it. I was like, it was all right.
I was a big fan.
This is at the time where Blaine literally would tell me, like, oh, every movie's amazing. Like, Iron Man 2 and 3, he was like, you got to go see it. And I'm like, I don't want to go see Iron Man 3.
He's not wrong. No, looking back, like, I loved Avengers, and I watched it a couple times after theaters, but it just, I have no desire to go back and watch it again.
No.
Unlike Infinity War, unlike
See,
Ragnarok.
I think the first Avengers film was better than Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron I thought was trash.
I did, too.
I liked Age of Ultron a lot.
I was really pissed off what they did with Quicksilver.
Yeah, I agree there. That was dumb.
The X-Men version of Quicksilver that we've got the last couple years is obviously way better.
Which is hilarious. I've always thought, I love how this is transitioning from DC, but I've always thought it was funny that both Kick-Ass stars were, and not that the Fox Quicksilver was that big of a star in Kick-Ass, but both those two actors were both in Kick-Ass, and they're both playing Quicksilver, which is funny because in Kick-Ass 2, the Fox Quicksilver, he does kind of like a knockoff Kick-Ass.
So, kind of lost my train of thought there. I loved the original Avengers for a lot of reasons. That Woods fight scene that's at the very beginning.
Yeah,
of the
that was
film
cool.
Is one of the coolest scenes in that
They're
film.
all coming together for the first time.
Yep. But people forget that the MCU has also struggled, and I'm glad you brought up Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3. People like to shit on the Thor the
I was
Dark
about to
World,
mention
but
Thor-
you
Thor the
cannot
Dark
tell
World.
me in good conscience that Thor the Dark World is worse than Iron Man 2 or Iron Man 3.
No.
It's not.
I
It's
can't give
not.
my opinion because I actually haven't seen The Dark World.
Really?
Because everybody told me it was so bad. Don't
No,
watch it.
I think it's better than the first Thor. My opinion.
I really liked the first Thor. I thought
I
it
don't.
was
I did
really
too.
fun.
I hate origin stories.
I will say this: when I saw when I was watching Aquaman, it reminded me a lot of the first Thor movie.
Yeah, it did.
Except
visual-
with an actual story and more action.
Well, visually,
Okay, visually.
because like you remember when we first saw Asgard and like the Rainbow Bridge and the Bifrost, we're like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then when you see Atlantis for the first time, like.
They have a rainbow
shit,
bridge.
man. Yeah, they have a rainbow bridge. I was
Rainbow
like,
bridge.
what the fuck, man?
It's Coral Bridge, you fuck.
I was about to say we're legit just
It's a
fucking
rainbow coral bridge, okay?
we're legit just copying shit now, right?
Yeah, that's all right.
I was honestly surprised to not see fucking Mario Kart fucking fuckers falling
I
off.
was waiting to see fucking Idris Elba on this bridge. But like as I'm watching Aquaman,
The trident
I was
instead
like,
of a giant sword.
Yes.
Yes.
it reminded me
It's actually a
of
boat paddle.
guy is rowing. But it reminded me a lot of the first Thor movie, seeing Asgard for the first time, and then, but story wise, it's a lot better than the original Thor. Like I said, I give it an 8 out of 10 just because there's parts in the movie where it's like, this is not cheesy, this is just bad acting. But when it's just cheesy, they're going full in like, hey, we want this to be cheesy, and I loved every bit of it.
How did you feel about the actor that played Orm?
See, I'm a big fan of him because
I am too.
he played Night Owl in Watchmen.
Mm-hmm.
He's also in one
He's
of my favorite movies, which is The Phantom of the Opera. Judge me, bitches. I don't care.
He's the dad in the Insidious film.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and it's the same director, I think, as the Insidious or The Conjuring.
Yeah,
He's
because there's an
also the
Annabelle
main-
doll.
Yeah, because
Yep.
it's the same director. So
There's the connection because Miranda's brother Colin, he went and saw it and he said, "Yeah, I saw an Annabelle doll at the bottom of the ocean." And then I went and looked it up, and other people saw it too. And I'm
yeah,
like,
no, that's an Easter egg in the film.
"That's cool."
But
I'm glad that we brought this up. Well, this is the reason that I brought this up. So I had kind of a movie marathon the last couple days.
same.
So today, Skylar and I watched the movie It Comes at Night with one of my favorite actors, Joel Edgerton. Big fan of his.
Yeah.
Not a good. I mean, it's an okay movie. Pretty weak. Last night we watched The Nun, which is in the Conjuring,
Yeah.
Insidious, Annabelle universe,
And Aquaman apparently.
and Aquaman now. Really good. Really.
I see. Okay.
I really
consider
dug
the
it.
source material here. What I'm about to say, but I worked with Jacob yesterday, and he said The Nun was complete shit.
Okay. Do you like Insidious 1, 2, or 3?
I like the
Or
first
4.
one.
Okay.
I haven't seen the third or fourth.
Okay. Do you like the Conjuring movie?
Never seen it.
Okay. Do you like Annabelle?
Never seen it.
Okay.
I'm not really a fan of that style of movie.
I'm not a fan of horror films either.
Yeah.
I don't really watch them. Just
I liked the first Insidious because it was like classic style horror.
That's kind of. I mean, they're all kind of that way.
I'm just kind of over demonic possession stuff.
I
I
like
want good
it.
old fashioned slasher flicks.
See,
back.
I'm a slasher
I
guy,
like the
too.
demonic stuff more than I like the slasher films.
I was
because-
for a
because-
while.
Big
It just
Jason
got, It
fan.
got old for.
I'm a big Jason fan too.
I'm more of a Michael Myers guy.
I mean, that's creepy, fucking killing your dreams and shit. But we're gonna go down a rabbit hole if I don't rein this in.
Yeah, you're right.
The idea of demonic possession is always like, as far as horror film goes, one of the most terrifying things for me because, like, if I'm possessed by a demon, fucking kill me, you fucks. I don't care. No, I mean, my family's gonna survive without me. But imagine you as a parent and one of your children is possessed by a demon. And, like,
Yeah.
that fucking child is coming at you trying to kill you. Are you gonna kill a kid?
You're gonna kill your kid.
Are you going to kill your child? So that whole dynamic is always what's made me really interested in the demonic possession shit. And I like the Conjuring / Orm / Insidious Annabelle guy that we're talking about. Night Owl Man, as I like to call him. Because I can't ever remember his name.
He was in this movie with Charlie Hunnam and Liv Tyler. I think it's called The Ledge.
The suicide movie.
Yeah. And it was a weird movie. And he's kind of painted as a guy that you hate because he's Liv Tyler's husband. And
He plays a douche very, very well.
Yeah, and he's not even very douchey. It's just like she doesn't want to be. She's not in love with him, and then he's seeing the distance, and then he basically knows something's going on between her and Charlie Hunnam, and then so instead before he acts upon Charlie Hunnam, he acts upon her. And like tries to be more like him, and tries to get her to love him instead of Charlie Hunnam.
Right.
He's also in The Switch with Jason Bateman
and
Jennifer Aniston.
Yep.
He's a sperm donor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
It's a good movie. It's fun.
I love that movie.
He's in a lot of like movies like that where he plays like a guy who like is the opposite of the like dude you're supposed to root for, but he's not a douche.
Yeah.
Like I said, I love the Phantom of the Opera. The Phantom's a piece of shit, but you root for him over the good guy.
Right. So
I forgot about The Switch. I love that movie.
Yep, that's a good one. But the capstone of my little movie marathon that Scott and I have had the last couple days, we watched the Slender Man movie.
Oh, do tell.
Holy shit, it was bad. Like, really bad. Like, I've gone down that rabbit hole like we all do with, like, YouTube and shit like that. And, like, some of the Slender Man stuff is, like, really interesting to read. Like, a lot of people have put a lot of effort into writing this material and making it really fucking engaging and lots of really good plot hooks and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, you know, I would watch a movie about this because I'm slightly intrigued. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Miranda really wanted to watch it, but she's really into horror.
It is so bad. It's like worse than Saturday morning B-movie sci-fi film. Bad.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Is it worse than Jeepers Creepers 3?
Yes. Yes.
Because that movie was terrible.
Yeah, it's worse than
like,
Jeepers Creepers 3.
Grade A terrible.
Yeah, it's awful. It is top 5 worst movies I've ever seen. It's worse than Geely.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's bad. So I wanted to kind of put it in perspective where we were at before we started talking about Birdbox.
Yeah.
Because I watched an awful movie, a pretty good movie, and then a movie that I was really, really excited for that was really not that good.
I watched Daddy's Home 2.
How was that?
Good.
I enjoyed it. It's not that great, but it's a fun.
It's a fun little movie.
I like Mark Wahlberg as comedy.
Yeah. John Lithgow and Mel Gibson are in it, and fuck yeah.
Yeah, Mel Gibson, I've been a fan of that guy since his first film in
Since the Jew
1979.
incident.
Dude, Mel Gibson was great in this movie.
I've seen it. I know.
Yeah, you know. He doesn't.
I don't, because I haven't seen it.
Anyway, yeah. Final recommendation: go see Aquaman.
Oh, absolutely.
Anybody, go see Aquaman. Then I guess we're going to Birdbox now because we kind of mentioned it. I'm on the refusing to watch it.
I strongly urge you to watch it. It's on Netflix. Like, for real, Matt. It's on Netflix. It's free. You've already paid for it.
But I gotta put the time in.
Wait a minute. You've already paid for it. You have paid for Birdbox already.
I understand that, but the thing is, putting forth the time aside to watch this movie that when I listen to reviews or read kind of synopsis about it, I'm just like, this sounds like complete shit.
I'm gonna hit you with something.
When I could be playing like a video game.
I'm gonna hit you with something. Form your own opinion.
I understand that. But listen, every single review that I read and a lot of friends that tell me the exact same thing, I trust their opinions when I'm trying to form
here's
my
the
own.
thing. People that are reviewing it on the internet are getting paid to do it.
I'm talking like Facebook reviews, like
people
just on my timeline.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of people that read reviews on movies and then just go pretty much copy paste on Facebook. So I don't give a shit what movie reviewers say.
Oh, I don't either.
That's why I pride myself on my ability to critique.
There's quite a bit of
Modern
Aquaman
cinema.
reviews of people like, this was a boring story. It's like, you're a fucking retard.
Yeah. So right there is your justification for watching Bird Box.
No, this is what I'm talking about. I have friends that are like, I watched it. It's basically the happening to meets
Meets The Quiet Place.
The Quiet Place.
But the Bird Box, the book, was written before A Quiet Place, so which I found out because I said the exact same thing, minus the happening stuff.
Like, I'm just saying, this is what I've seen from like friends that have watched it on Facebook. My wife watched it the other day because I was like, I'm not interested. You can watch it. I'm going to be playing video games anyway. And she was like, it's all right.
Yeah, it was okay.
I don't care enough about Sandra Bullock.
Oh man, Sandra Bullock's fucking hot.
I think she's gorgeous, but her acting to me in her films is not enough to warrant me to go watch a film.
Well, it's really good in this one.
Yeah, it is.
Like, everybody talks about her in Gravity.
Eh.
Gravity is all it is open water and space. That's what the movie is.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
With George Clooney.
But yeah, I don't care. Like, Miss Congeniality is my favorite movie with her, and that's because she's hot. But it's also funny.
Oh, man.
This one, again, I'm not a big fan of horror movies either. It might not be a horror movie. It might
this
be
is
a thriller.
I would consider this a thriller.
Might not be it, but it just, to me, I look at like even the trailer on when I get on Netflix to watch something, I'm just like,
well, here's the thing. Here's
do I watch this or do I watch 5 episodes of Archer? I'm gonna watch Archer.
Yeah, I would definitely watch this over Archer. Fuck that show.
I love Archer.
I don't. It's awful. But I mean, you might as well watch 700 Simpsons reruns because they're both awful TV shows.
What is it? H. John Benjamin?
John H. Benjamin. Something like that.
Dude, I love his voice. I'm sorry, like I love his voice. And then as soon as I was watching Wet Hot American Summer, and he's in it too.
Well, I just like there's an episode where he's literally Bob from Bob's
Yeah.
Burgers. And
Don't watch that show either.
The KGB,
Oh, that show's
comes
good
to
too.
kill him. I love Bob's Burgers. But yeah, I just look at it, I'm like, do I want to put in the time to watch this movie? I know it's only like an hour and a half, but really, I don't.
It's good, man.
It's really good. I mean, it's worth a watch. I don't ever want to watch it again. No,
See, that makes me want to watch
but
it even
it
more.
was worth the
Have
initial
you watched
watch.
A Quiet Place?
Yeah, I thought it was a meh movie.
Okay, well, if you spent the time and money to watch A Quiet Place, you should spend
I
the
spent the
hour
time.
and a half.
I spent the time and money to watch A Quiet Place because the wife wanted to go watch it in theaters when she came to visit me in Minnesota. Otherwise, I wouldn't have.
Honestly, I wouldn't. I haven't watched it since theaters. I have it.
Do you have A Quiet Place?
I have it digitally because Joe bought it and I took his digital code.
Nice.
Yeah, I did that a lot with him. I also went through his cabinet and just stole all of his digital codes. A lot of them were expired. But no, A Quiet Place is a movie I saw in theaters, and
We saw in theaters.
yeah, we saw it in theaters, and despite having it, I haven't watched it because I feel like if I watch it here, it'll be a completely different experience. Because in a theater, you're supposed to be quiet. At home, you are free to do whatever the fuck you want.
Mm-hmm.
So, and part of the whole Quiet Place phenomena is it's quiet.
Yeah, when
There's-
you're in a theater
there's
full
no-
of people and you hear them opening snacks, you're like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, the intensity isn't the
I would
quietness.
agree with that.
So it's not really an at-home movie. No.
But yeah, as I watched A Quiet Place, I was like, man, this is very mediocre.
I liked it a lot.
Their solution to the problem was what I said at the very beginning, and then I was like, you're telling me that the fucking military didn't do this shit? Like, they didn't test this at all? So, like I said, I see
Our military
this stuff,
can be pretty incompetent, so
but when a creature uses sound as its primary hunting tactic, you don't think they're going to try some kind of noise, like, weapon on it? Like a sonar weapon? That would be the first thing we're trying on him. So the fact that this girl's hearing aid emits a frequency that fucks with them,
Yeah,
Please.
you're not wrong.
like that's the biggest fucking plot hole in the movie. So
Give John Krasinski a break. It was his first movie.
like directing wise, it was fun, and
The acting and intensity of
the acting was good.
That's where it's at.
But it, like, story-wise, it wasn't good. It was meh. It
yeah,
was mediocre.
You're kind of right.
And then...
I mean...
I disagree.
You disagree?
Yeah.
I kind of agree.
Because I can go back the last 3 years and give you 100+ movies that were worse than A Quiet Place.
Oh, yeah, I
can give
understand that.
you-
And I guarantee I haven't watched any of them.
Yeah. But I can give you 100+ movies that were worse than A Quiet Place that were rated a lot higher than A Quiet Place. So, I mean, you can give original material the injustice of critiquing it super hard and saying that the plot wasn't very good, or you can go like another Kevin Hart movie. So, I mean, I think I'm going to stand by the fact that A Quiet Place, from a first-time director, a very, very well-respected actor in the industry, was really, really solid, and not meh.
Like you said, I thought the acting was good. I thought the story was mediocre because of that major plot hole. I think Interstellar has a major fucking plot hole in it.
Which is?
Which is, they say the wormhole was created by humans. The humans wouldn't exist without the wormhole in the first place. How the fuck does that work, then?
Why do you need to think about it, though?
Because it's a main point of the movie.
Just to
That future humans sent the wormhole to save humanity. That's what they say in the film. But it's like, this wormhole wouldn't exist without the future humans, and the future humans wouldn't exist without the wormhole. It's a paradox.
I love Interstellar. That's such a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
I know they say that they had scientists that worked on the film that it could work out this way, but I'm just like, to me, that's just a Christopher Nolan, oh, we're going to do this little plot twist to make it seem more dramatic. And it didn't work. I don't think he's a great director. Memento.
What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Understandable. I understand that.
Well, no, science has proved which one came first.
I don't know the question.
The egg came
answer.
first. So, I mean, in that regard, you could just say the wormhole came first.
I would say that. I mean,
I would just say their explanation in the movie then was wrong, but that it just. I don't think it's a great film. I think it's okay. Everybody thought it was a lot like when Avatar came out. Everybody was like, "It's the greatest movie ever," and then after we watched it for a year, we go, "Oh shit! It's fucking another movie just with blue people instead."
Dances with Wolves is one of the greatest westerns of all time. So if you adapt that one of the greatest westerns of all time and make it sci-fi, I think that's pretty cool. So
it was a cool movie, but was it the greatest film of all time?
Well, I mean, it's the box office numbers might sway your opinion a little bit.
Is Titanic the greatest film of all time?
I mean, Titanic is one of the greatest dramas of all time.
You can literally spin it for everything, though. That's the thing.
I'm just choosing not to be super cynical. You're choosing to be cynical. So
you have admitted you are super jaded.
I'm jaded about movies, but like I don't want to waste my time watching an hour and a half of Birdbox for me to walk away with it going, when I can just do that hour and a half of doing something that I know I'll enjoy.
Well, you just don't like movies anymore, man.
Honestly, I don't.
That's fine.
Fair.
That's
fair.
That's why I was doing what I was doing. I just wanted you to admit that. You just don't like movies anymore.
If it's good, I'll go watch it. If I
How are you
gonna
know it's good until you watch it?
Yeah,
I gotta see a trailer.
Oh no!
It's a paradox.
It's a paradox.
I have to see a trailer.
Yeah, but
Nah.
trailers are shit, man.
Trailers can
No,
be
they're not
shit.
because they show you what the movie is anyway now.
Yeah,
You
but
just
not
go to there to
necessarily.
check. You gotta go to check. What do you mean, not necessarily? Fuck,
mean-
we're going to go see Broly in
Okay,
2 weeks,
let's,
and we're going
let's
to
talk about
we're
this.
getting Gogeta.
Here we go.
We got
The
Broly.
Infinity War trailer showed fucking Hulk on Earth. Where was Hulk on Earth? He wasn't there.
I didn't
Gotcha.
watch the Infinity War trailer.
Well, you,
Didn't.
They
wanna
did
get
a lot of
spoilers.
trickery.
here's another paradox. You needed a trailer to watch the movie, but you didn't watch it.
They also CGI'd Thor's eye throughout the entire movie of
Yep.
Thor Ragnarok. and Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
I don't watch a lot of like
Yeah.
Marvel stuff. I've just now caught up. Shit, they've been out for a year plus.
I'm just fucking with you, Matt.
I'm not gonna
Smack
lie,
the
like,
shit out of this kid.
but I get it. I get what you were saying about Avatar though. Like, we loved it at first, and then we watched it a couple more
I feel
times.
like
and it
I
was,
still love it. I'll watch Avatar.
oh yeah,
any
I
day.
love the movie, but like the
As
initial.
far as quality sci-fi movie material
It's
goes,
fantastic.
it's hard to find. It's hard to find
But
a
this is-
story as
the
good as
flair
Dances.
has worn off for me.
This is what I feel like with a lot of movies, though. When we go watch them, we're like, "Oh, it was amazing," and then after after they've been out, even if you haven't seen them for a long time, like let's say I go see Avatar in theaters, I hadn't seen it again until it came out on like DVD, like 6 months later, and I watch it at my house. And let's say I got like a fucking theater, which I did at my parents' house.
Yeah,
It's not the same.
But it's
I
not
watch it-
apples to apples either.
I'm watching it and I'm going, "Oh, the story is actually not spectacular to me."
Because part of what makes you enjoy the movie so much is the experience. I mean,
Yeah.
Blaine and I have talked about that a lot on the show before you came on. We go to the theater for the experience. That's why as far as Blaine and I go, we have such a hard on for going to see shit in IMAX now. Because the first time that him and I went and saw an IMAX together, we had such a good experience.
yeah.
We just, luck of the draw, chose a really good movie. There wasn't a bunch of shitty people in the crowd. The concessions were good. A lot of ducks fell in a row to make that experience so memorable. And now it's like, now we can justify driving an hour and going to a good IMAX, which here soon we won't have to.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think also with Birdbox being on Netflix, that deters me from watching it
But why?
because I'm not getting the experience that you are talking about. Because I agree with you.
That's fair.
I like to go to movies for the experience because that's all movie theaters have at this point to sell you on. It's like, okay, I can go to the theater. By the time I pay for tickets and snacks, I'm spending probably close to $40.
I always make the joke that if it can justify my $10 on a movie ticket, my $80 on concessions.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Because concessions are expensive.
when my wife and I would go to a movie in Chicago, tickets alone would cost us $40.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay $40
Wow,
to
no.
go for movie
Yeah,
tickets.
for the two of us, it would cost us $40.
Yeah.
Then snacks on top is another $20 because I get same thing every time: water, Sour Patch Kids if they got them, and then maybe a freeze drink. And then she normally gets like Milk Duds or something. It normally costs us $20. So right there, I'm spending $60. So I have to know I'm going to enjoy the movie, so I don't go too often. Right there. Then when I go, like to Aquaman, for example, I knew I was going to like the movie. In general, just I like the experience more because it's on the big screen. You know, I'm seeing all these people around me enjoying the film too. Whereas, like, I go on Facebook and I hear about this movie that's meh from friends that I trust because I watch movies and we generally have the same opinions on movies quite a bit.
Do you like to go to the drive-in?
I do.
Okay. Go on.
And especially when I curl up in a ball and get rained on.
Meanwhile, all of us are inside a car,
Yeah.
staring at him.
Yeah, assholes.
Oh man,
But,
Matt's still out there. Okay.
Yeah, I had the fucking car keys. I don't know how the fuck you guys got in.
You should have just rolled under the car.
I just woke up and went, what?
Yeah, he was just, and I'm just sitting. I think I was in Andrew Britton's car, and I was like looking out the window, like, yep,
Yeah. Anyway,
He's still out
that's
there.
sad.
like when I look at this like movie that's it's on Netflix. Yeah, I pay a monthly subscription, but it's kind of free, I guess, technically, because I can watch it anytime I want. But everyone that their opinion I trust says it's an okay movie, but it's basically just two movies that are honestly mediocre and one that's complete good dog shit, The Happening, rolled into one.
Yeah.
Then I'm just going to say, I'd rather do something else with an hour and a half, hour 45.
That's fair. I'm not so cynical about it because I actually appreciated the movie The Happening. I like Mark Wahlberg. I like Zoe Deschanel was his counterpart in that film, right?
I don't know. Never seen it.
I think so.
Yeah.
I heard it was terrible, so I didn't see it.
Well, see, I mean, I watched it. I've watched it multiple times. I thought there was some good things to pull from that movie, like the Bird Box. Because what is more terrifying than something that can kill you that you can't see? Not a whole lot. That's pretty important in our brain to be able to see threats.
Yeah.
And when you can't see a threat, you can't nail down that threat. You don't know what the threat is. So, and then you pull in all the mental health stuff that's associated with the film.
Yeah. Apparently, there is a deleted scene where you actually see what the problem of Birdbox, the monster, the demon,
Lovecraftian
yeah.
monsters.
And it was just so bad that they're like, we can't put this in the movie. Like, yeah,
Well,
we'll just
I think that
keep that
helps
out.
the movie too.
It does.
Because what's scarier than something you can imagine in your mind?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. But like, I don't know. If someone like desperately like, let's say if my wife was like, "Oh no, you have to watch it. We're going to watch it." All right, fine. I would sit down and watch it with you. That's what she did with me with Christmas Chronicles. I thought Christmas Chronicles looked okay, but like, meh.
I want to see it. Still.
But then everybody was like, again, people I trust were like, "Oh, it's such a good movie. You should check it out." So I was like, "Yeah, I'll give it a shot." Then if people are saying it's worth the time and effort, and then yeah,
It's Kurt Russell, man.
yeah.
I watched Bird Box just for Sandra Bullock. I'd watch the Christmas Chronicles just for Kurt Russell.
See, because when I'm listening to you talk, you
going
are
on
the
up
only
there?
person.
Green Power Ranger Jason David Frank to make pro wrestling debut.
Cool.
Like you're the only person that opinion that I would trust with a movie says it's a decent movie. Everybody else that were like, "Oh yeah, it's pretty good." I'm just like, I've seen the shit you like. No.
Yeah, that's fair. When I watched the Bird Box, like I've read a portion of the book, so I mean I've got a little bit more to go off in my head. I mean I have a little bit more of the actual plot.
Mm-hmm.
And then you pull in Sandra Bullock's really top-notch acting, because I mean you can say a lot about Sandra Bullock, but I don't think you can really critique her acting in a negative way in this film.
I think
I
I
think
think in every
it's-
movie she's been in, I thought she's done her role well.
Well, I mean movies like, what was it, The Heat, with fucking Jenny McCarthy or whatever the fuck her name is,
Oh,
big gal from
Yeah.
Mike and Molly,
Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy. Thank you.
Jenny McCarthy's her cousin, the Playboy model.
Yeah, that's the hot one. But that was nailing Jim Carrey for a while.
Yeah.
But what was I going to say?
But was she bad in that movie as an actress, or was it just the film itself?
I think everything.
But yeah,
But yeah, I mean the Bird Box is really cool because it highlights a lot of stuff that our minds aren't really geared to handle. Like our brains aren't built to handle shit like that. And then there's scenes in the movie where people are like, "Take off your blindfold, just look." I'm looking and it looks great. Well, I mean the creatures in the Bird Box make you see.
it's like it makes you see like your darkest fear, and it makes you kill yourself, right? And that's
Yeah.
the plot.
But the people that have already lived their darkest fear, like murderers, rapists, people that are mentally unstable, they've already lived their darkest fear, so they can look at them and not
even
be
blink.
affected. So, I mean, what do you got to say about it, Blaine?
When I hear you say that part about it, because no one's ever mentioned that part to me.
Yeah.
I've not even seen that in a review. That makes it sound more interesting to
Yeah.
me. That there's like, hey, those psychopaths that, yeah, they're still around, and they're fine, basically. So,
yeah.
Yeah, that part of the movie was really weird, and I wish it would have gone a little more in depth. But at the same time, it's cool that they didn't.
Well, they introduce it really subtly.
Yeah,
They're like, yeah, all
with the guy,
yeah, well,
the guy in the river. That's the first time you see
yes,
it.
that's the first time that's the first time you see somebody post incident without a blindfold on, or
Yeah.
without covering their eyes somehow.
Yeah, and you at first you kind of in the trailer, and all that, you kind of think, oh, it's one of them trying to like lure you into doing it and just taking off the blindfold. But no, it's actually a person, and some reason they've been accepted. They don't kill themselves.
Yep. It's because they've already lived their darkest fear.
Like I said, that makes it sound way more
that.
interesting, and I'm like, now that inclines me more to watch it.
Yep.
I like that.
So and then you throw in like, okay, how do you combat something that's not tangible? Well, the only way that you can fight something intangible is with something intangible. Well, sight is tangible. You remove the tangible aspect, and therefore you have something intangible. If I can't see you, you can't hurt me. I mean, it's the childish, haha, if I can't see you, you can't see me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can see me all day, but you can't touch me unless I look at you. So that dynamic in the beginning of the film is highlighted pretty strongly. But then you bring the human element into it even further, like, yeah, you can't see them, but you can see me, and I can see you, and I'm going to make you see them.
Mm-hmm.
And if you won't look at them, I'm going to kill you. So, I mean, that whole dynamic, like, yep, we've got it figured out. We just can't look at them. We can navigate. We know we have resources. We can trust each other. Oh, fuck.
It's no longer 2 + 2.
Yep.
It's 2 + 2 with an X in there somewhere.
Yep.
Like, where's that fucking variable come from?
So,
And we have no idea where that variable came from.
I like how
that sounds way more intriguing now.
I like how the movie goes present day, flashback. I like the way that they told the story.
Yeah, because it's like 4 hours on the river, and then you get a little bit of that, and then it goes back to the beginning.
Like one of the biggest complaints that I've read or heard people tell me of the film is, you're not gonna fucking survive 48 hours on a river without being able to steer. Well, I'm sorry, not everything is fucking whitewater rapids. Like, if you're just lazily fucking coasting down the river...
Yeah, we do it all the time. It's called floating.
Yeah, like you're literally just floating.
You ever been on a float trip? You just float.
Yeah.
You don't do much.
Yeah.
You drink beer
and
you float.
Okay. So, yeah, you can't navigate the river without being able to see. You know what you do if you hit the bank and you don't flip over? You push back off the bank and you keep on a-floating.
Yeah.
And then what happens when they get to the rapids and they choose not to see? They fucking capsize. So the logical thing happens.
Yeah.
Like, don't shit on something and say, well, it's illogical, when you're not actually highlighting the things that logically would happen.
Yeah,
You choose not to see, to navigate the rapids, you're probably going to capsize. That's what happened. Weird.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I mean, how much spoil? You don't care about spoilers.
Go
You're
ahead.
probably not going to watch it. The fucking part where she's explaining the rapids, and her actual son,
Boy.
Boy.
That's what she names him, Boy,
Mm-hmm.
and she names the girl because she doesn't want to have a kid to begin with, but she does.
Mm-hmm.
So the boy just goes like, "I'll look." She goes, "One of you is gonna have to look, so I can steer." And the boy, like, just straight up says, "Like, I'll look," and she's like, "No, I will pick when the time comes." Meaning, and then the girl, just like, she's got that face like it's gonna be fucking me.
Well, so that's a really interesting dynamic that they have at that time, because
It is.
the kids don't associate her as their mom.
Yeah.
She does not associate them as her children.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the character development in the film. At the end of the film, she accepts them as her children. She names them, which
Yeah.
I thought was a really powerful scene.
It was.
A really feel good scene. And she says, "I'm your mom," or "I'm your mother," however she said it. And the look on, kudos to the children that played those parts, because the emotion that they conveyed just with facial expressions at that moment was super powerful stuff. And it felt legitimate. So, what else was I going to say? I really liked Tom as a character. I liked Black Tom,
Yeah.
not Uncle Tom. We're not getting racist on this. I'm talking about the actor who played Tom. He was an African-American man. I thought he did a really good job. The scene where Sandra Bullock and him are interacting in the shopping center or the grocery store, and he's coming on to her, and I was like, wow, this is getting creepy. He's either going to rape her in the shopping store or the grocery store, or she's going to brush him off, and what do you know? A love story blossomed out of that.
Yep.
And that was feel good.
What I want to know is, what the fuck was he doing to maintain that amazing body? Because I told this to Miranda.
Do you want me to be charitage with it, or?
I told Miranda, I was like, I don't get it. And she was like, I'm sure that like they could get supplies and stuff. I was like, okay, this is basically the apocalypse. Supplies are not always going to be there. And in order to maintain a fucking physique like that, you got to have constant fucking nutrition and constant working out and shit.
Or just really good genes. People will argue with me about that all day.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Some people are fucking genetically better.
Andy. Look at Andy.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are genetically better.
And that is Andy. You're not wrong whatsoever.
So,
like, what's the timeline exactly with, like, when this started?
5 years.
5 years.
So it's 5 years?
It's a story that takes place over 5 years.
Oh, so, like, the beginning of the film is, like, starts at the end and then it's flashbacks? Or is it just, like,
well,
it
yes.
starts at the beginning and then it's
No, it starts towards the end, flashes back to the beginning, plays out a little bit of the beginning, flashes forward to present day,
okay,
goes back in time. So
just kind of keeps referencing
the beginning of the
itself.
film is the end, flashback close to the end, and then you work closer to the end the rest of the film.
Okay.
I really liked it. Normally I'm not a big flashback guy, but I really liked the way that they did the flashbacks, how the present day, the flash forwards were really short and the flashbacks were a lot longer. I really dug that.
See, like, listening to you talk more just makes me want to watch it more.
We're good at that.
Because...
It's worth an hour and a half, Matt. I strongly stand by my opinion. It's worth the hour and a half that you have to sit through it.
Yeah.
See, I'm thinking I'm giving it a whirl.
Give it a go.
Yeah, I mean,
Give it a go.
like I said, you've already paid for it.
Yeah.
So to further put it in perspective, my wife hates everything. Okay?
She said, I did not like A Quiet Place, but really liked Birdbox.
Bam.
She also said, even after 5 years, he looked good. Tom.
Yeah.
Like I said, Quiet Place wasn't terrible, but it wasn't as good as I felt like critics made it out to be. I just thought it was everybody made it out to be like this next great film.
Well, just that was just fanfare
Yeah.
because of John Krasinski.
Whereas,
Is
I was
what,
just like,
Yeah.
that's
this is a
how
good
it
movie.
originally started, and then it blew into A Quiet Place is the greatest thing ever to happen.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's a good movie. It's nothing spectacular. But
It's just a great start for John Krasinski.
Yeah.
As far as directing goes. So,
but yeah, like
do you want to see what the creatures
more.
actually look like, Blaine? Canonically?
Yeah.
Let me get it pulled up here.
So, what would you give this movie, Tyler?
Bird Box?
Yeah.
I'd give Bird Box a 7 out of 10 all day.
Yeah?
I think that's really reasonable. That's
Wow.
not me being super optimistic about it.
Lower than me. I was going to give it a 7.5 just to be generous.
so like a solid like
I'll give it a
C plus
7.5.
B.
I'd give it a B all day.
Yeah, B. I'll give it a B.
Okay.
Oh. Interesting.
It's Lovecraftian.
Yeah, very.
It's the great old ones fucking come from space and then fucking melt your brains. That's what happens.
So we're sitting at a solid B, 7.5. That's not bad.
No. It's definitely worth the hour and a half.
I can stand by that. I'm not going to argue that. You know, like it's not perfect. It's not the most amazing. Like once again, it's not the most amazing movie I've seen because I saw Aquaman. Excellent movie.
But we, you and I together in the last year have seen a lot of really good movies.
Yes,
Together.
we have.
The first movie we fucking saw was Thor Ragnarok. One of the most fun movies in the MCU. Not one of the greatest, but one of the most
fun.
one of the most fun. You know, we've seen
Glad you put it like that.
We've seen Deadpool 2, we've seen Infinity War, we've seen Fucking The Last Jedi,
Den of Thieves.
which we both thought was really, really good.
Mm-hmm. I bought it.
Yeah. So I mean, if you can enjoy movies like Den of Thieves, which is not super high quality production, but it has a good story that you don't expect, I think the Bird Box is worth a watch.
I'm curious. You mentioned that Thor Ragnarok wasn't like the greatest like MCU movie. And what's your opinion of what is the best one?
Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
First one?
I think just overall from cast to story to drama, comedy, action,
Yeah.
CGI, special effects, everything rolled into one. I think the first Guardians movie takes the cake without issue.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
I'm going to go with that, too. Yeah.
I would say the Winter Soldier is probably got to be number 2.
I'd say 2 or 3, yeah, for me.
I'm a big fan of Civil War, but I don't think you can say that
It's not as good as Winter Soldier
No, it's not.
by any measure, honestly.
No.
So,
So if we're gonna do that real quick, I would say
Civil War is another Avengers movie.
Guardians 1, then Winter Soldier, then I would probably have to say Infinity War at number 3.
Yeah.
Ant-Man, honorable mention at number 4.
that's one of the 3 I haven't seen.
Definitely
I've
watch.
seen the second one, but I haven't seen.
Have
the
you
first.
seen Black Panther?
Yeah.
Okay. If you like Black Panther and you don't like Ant-Man, there's something wrong with you. Because Ant-Man's a way better movie than
Like I
Black
said,
Panther.
absolutely.
I watched Ant-Man and Wasp, and I liked it a lot.
Okay, if you like
So-
that one, then you'll like the original
Yeah.
Ant-Man.
So that's the one I need to see. Because I haven't seen The Dark World, and then what was that last one? Doctor Strange, which I still need to watch.
That's a good one, too.
Yeah.
So
No,
wha-
my top.
I thought I was going to hate it.
while
too.
we're on the subject of the MCU, before we move on to our next topic, our closing topic, I want to briefly mention a Christmas gift I got my stepson Maverick. We were at Walmart
Get chilly.
looking for we were in Ohio, Walmart, looking for a Power Ranger toy for him.
Okay.
He was looking for a gold Power Ranger from, I think, like the Samurai or Ninja Power Ranger one, most recent, whatever.
Zeo.
I'm all about that Zeo.
The Zeo Gold Ranger, fuck yeah. Fucking bring back Jason. But no, we didn't find it. In fact, they only had one Power Ranger toy in the whole store.
Really?
One individual toy
Wow.
that was just sold out.
I thought you were saying that they just didn't have any, like a section.
It was just sold out.
Wow.
However, I did see this Infinity Gauntlet toy, and I was like, I'll get that.
Is it like a Hulk hand? But better?
I'll get there.
Okay.
I want to buy this toy.
So I figured, okay, I knew it was just, I thought it was going to be like a Hulk hand.
Okay.
Because it's just a fist. And it's just one. And it has a button on it and it lights up and noises and shit. It's only $20. I was like, okay, I'll get it for him. And I thought...
Did he point this out, or did you point this
I
out?
pointed this... he was not there.
Okay.
I was searching... Because this is post-buying Switch/dishwasher.
Okay.
And so there's a Walmart right there, and Miranda had asked me to go look for this gold Power Ranger toy because he asked for Santa to get it for him.
Okay.
So we go on this wild goose chase. Didn't find it, but I saw and I asked her, I was like, should I get this for him? Like, I think it'd be really cool. So I got it for him, and then he opens it up, and I shit you not, it's literally a fist that cannot open its hands, which is okay because I figured, okay, it's like at least it's kind of like a Hulk hand, just one individual Hulk hand.
Okay.
No, it's a thing that there's a little rod in the middle of it.
For you to hold on to?
Yeah, and that's all it is. And it's bullshit. It's not.
Is it plastic? It's all plastic?
Yeah-ish.
Okay.
It's more like rubberized plastic.
Seems more like a collector piece.
No, not like the actual like Infinity Gauntlet that's like $100 that you can actually put your hands and move them in. I want that.
Well, that's what I mean. It seems more just kind of like a collector little.
Like a
no,
novelty?
this was in the toys, not the collector toys.
Okay.
This is meant to be for children to play with.
to hit each other in the
I was
face.
about to say,
with.
you're gonna punch somebody in the face with this piece of plastic.
Like I said, it's
know?
rubberized plastic. I can show it to you when we leave here, but
I would
this thing-
appreciate that.
This thing is the biggest. I would have rather bought Maverick a genuine pile of shit and wrapped it up for him.
Really?
To open up.
You're a terrible stepfather.
I am, but I think that would have been a much better gift than this fucking hunk of shit.
Too bad you couldn't take it back.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, live and learn.
How did Maverick feel about it?
He loves it. I mean, he keeps putting it on the wrong hand, but that's my only complaint about him with the Infinity Gauntlet. Like,
I mean, if he likes it,
yeah, he likes it. It's cool.
No problem.
It's cool. I'm tempted to get him like an actual like Infinity glove. I'm not gonna give it the credit of a gauntlet.
My
'cause
sister
I want the
bought my
legit one.
nephew a dancing Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
That for the longest time he refused to take out of the box. Actually, I still don't know if it's out of the box.
Yeah.
Because anytime you asked him, he said no, maybe later. And then if you like tried to touch it, he just screamed.
Yeah.
And it's like, you realize if we take it out of the box, it'll dance and do other stuff. It'll do more things.
Yeah.
And he just like, no.
Nah,
like,
bro.
listen, you little fucker. All right. Just take it out of the box.
Miranda, so at LaFiCon, there was something I eyed, and I was like, I'm thinking about getting that. And then I went to show Nate, and I was like, oh, it's gone. So I opened up, and I knew just looking at the box what it was, not like individually what it was, but I knew what I was getting in the vein. And I was like, this is a fucking Funko Pop. I can tell this is a Funko Pop box. I know the size of these things. Open it up. It's the one I saw at LaFiCon. You know what it was? It was Gizmo from Gremlins. And I was like, fuck yeah!
Nice.
I loved Gremlins growing up,
Oh, I
man.
did too.
There was a bunch of Gremlins stuff at LaFiCon this year.
Really?
Yeah, it was weird.
Well, LaFiCon before Christmas.
Yeah, LaFiCon before Christmas.
Are we still what's the status of the actual LaFiCon?
It's still happening. This was just to raise awareness for the next one
Which is?
in April.
Okay.
They're doing it April time.
That's what I was getting at.
So I have spoken with Nate,
Okay.
and I told him specifically, I was like, dude, LaFiCon, I don't care if we have to pay for it. I want a booth. I want stickers and shit to hand out to people. I want people to be aware that we are more than just these entities on the stage talking to people. I want people to like come up to us and be like, hey, what do you do? Not just see us walking around and then talking to people on stage.
Right.
It'd be cool. I mean, and I'm willing to sit at a booth all day if that means getting the word out about us.
Yeah.
So,
I'll be down to go to that.
yeah.
I was in Chicago when that happened last.
Well, now you're available.
Now I live in Lafayette.
LaFiCon's a lot of fun. Basically, we host the panels, which typically end up being like mini podcasts, and it's just a good time. There's some good people there.
We just have a good time.
We have a good
Have a
time.
good time.
One of the panels we typically do at LaFiCon, Brian K. Morris, he has a show called Clever Title Pending, and that is
He has a bunch of shows.
He does.
Never mind the furthermore.
Yeah. Well, Brian K. Morris is now a part of the Journey into Comics network with a show coming later this year. So that's great. Brian K. Morris, he's such a great dude. He's a very fun person to talk to, and he is all about his philosophy is a rising tide raises all ships, and that's his business is Rising Tide Productions, and I love that philosophy. We all love that philosophy, and we're very happy to have him on board on the Journey into Comics network because we not only is he just a great person to be part of the network, I feel like he's going to bring a lot of attention to the network and more ears, more people. It's going to be great. It's going to be a good time.
I'm excited.
Me too. And I'm excited to have you at LaFiCon this year.
And he's Matt.
He's Matt.
And I'll be at LaFiCon this year.
Hell yeah. I mean, we get in for free.
I'm going to be dapper as fuck, too.
Hell yeah.
I'm the dapper Matt. Not right now because I didn't have to work, but
I get you.
He's not dapper, Matt.
He's got that Pikachu hat, though.
I'm homeless, Tyler, today.
Well, speaking of Pikachu, we've all been playing. We all have Switches now.
Yeah.
You and I got a Switch for Christmas.
Yep.
I just got to say this real fast, so can't believe you don't like Archer. Really,
I don't
really hurt.
Out of the blue, but
when you said that, it was such a shit show.
Did
I was
it
just
really trigger you?
I just
Okay.
For 2 weeks, I've literally almost gone through all.
Hold
of
on,
the
I'm gonna
episodes on
go
Hulu.
through the list of shows that are really popular that I don't watch because I'm the unpopular opinion guy. Archer, Bob's Burgers, Rick and Morty, Big Mouth. Throw some other ones at me. What's popular stupid TV shows right now? Cartoons, Blaine. Cartoons, throw them at me. I'll tell you, I don't watch
Really stupid cartoons.
like Archer and Bob's Burgers and Big Mouth.
I honestly don't. Big Mouth was hilarious.
Nope.
All of those
I've never
shows
seen
I
Big
loved.
Not watching any one of them because they're all dumb.
They are dumb.
See, I love the first three you mentioned, but I've never even heard of Big Mouth.
Big Mouth is great.
You know what I'd rather watch than Rick and Morty? Fucking Angry Beavers.
Yeah.
You know what I'd rather watch than Rick and Morty or Bob's Burgers or fucking Big Mouth? Cat Dog.
Yeah, but those are come and gone. These are current.
Yeah, but they don't have to be current because they're timeless.
So are these eventually.
No, you know you want to know what
Possibly.
you want to know what the most
We didn't know.
You want to
We
know
didn't
something
think
that
those
I'm
shows were
most
going to be
excited
timeless.
about being a parent? One day, my daughter's going to be about 5 or 6 years old, and I'm going to sit down, and I'm going to pull her next to me on the couch, and I'm going to say, "Ruby, this is Courage the Cowardly Dog," and then we're going to dive in, and she's going to love it, or she's going to die.
I was gonna say, what if she hates it?
Then she's going to die
I didn't really like Courage.
because she's not worthy.
I wasn't a Cartoon Network guy either, but I was Nickelodeon all the way.
Fuck Nickelodeon.
You just mentioned Cat Dog and Angry Beavers, which are fucking Nickelodeon
Yeah,
shows.
they're okay. Let me just go through some other ones.
I love Doug.
Doug was the fucking shit.
Okay, fucking Dexter's Laboratory,
That was a good show.
classic.
I love Powerpuff Girls.
Powerpuff Girls, classic.
Sailor Moon was the shit.
Yeah, but that's not really Cartoon Network. That's Japan.
I just saw it on Disney a lot.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. I was also a
I
big fan of
watched-
Care Bears.
I watched Nickelodeon, WB, and Fox.
Remember the Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon?
Yeah,
Yep.
we were watching it the other day. It's really bad.
Well, I liked it. But one thing I want to ask before we really wrap this up, because I feel like we should.
Yeah, I need
But-
to eat food.
What do you think the fascination in the 90s was with chili dogs?
Yeah,
Have you guys ever noticed that?
yeah.
There was like a shit ton of cartoons in the 90s that was just fascinated with chili dogs. Sonic,
You're not wrong.
fucking Rocket Power.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, there was like a dozen fucking shows.
Speaking of another amazing Nickelodeon
it
show,
was not amazing. It was
I love
awful.
Rocket
It
Power.
was meh.
I love
Yeah,
Rocket
it was
Power.
awful. Thank you for agreeing with me, Matt.
Wow.
I liked one episode, and it was.
I always felt bad for the fat one.
Tito?
Yeah, that's
Or no, Squid.
Squid.
They had like one little TV movie.
Yeah.
Where they had to do it was
New
kind of
Zealand.
like a triathlon. event.
They went to
like
New
down in
Zealand.
New Zealand. That was pretty cool. And then they had an episode where they had Tony Hawk,
Yeah.
and that was pretty cool.
You know what was an awful Nickelodeon show? The Wild Thornberries.
I hated that.
It was
fucking
okay.
show.
It was awful.
It was okay. I watched it.
I always just wanted to nail the older sister,
Debbie.
Debbie.
I don't even remember these characters'
Debbie.
names.
Because everyone else on that show was really fucking annoying.
Yeah.
You know what was a really good Nickelodeon show? Real Monsters. That was a good one.
I
That was a
I
good one.
that was one of the first shows I ever watched.
You know, was Rocco's Modern Life a Nickelodeon
Yep.
show? That was terrible. Ren and Stimpy, that was a Nickelodeon show. That was terrible. Yeah.
I like
Legends of the Hidden Temple was cool.
I like
Yeah.
like the late '90s to early 2000 shows, like starting with SpongeBob, then like Jimmy Neutron, and
Danny
Fairly
Phantom.
Odd- Fairly-
Yeah.
Danny
Ben
Phantom
10.
was awesome.
Yeah.
Early Ben 10
Yeah.
was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, Avatar was cool.
Avatar was cool.
Fucking Pokemans, the old pocket demons.
Indigo.
That wasn't Nickelodeon,
Indigo
though.
League.
That wasn't Nickelodeon.
That was Cartoon Network.
No, we're just talking.
NWB.
That was WB. It wasn't Cartoon Network.
It was on Cartoon Network
originally,
all the time.
originally it wasn't.
Yeah, originally it was WB.
Well, it was on Cartoon Network at the same time. I think they just
Eventually.
showed reruns.
The fucking Ninja Turtle show was cool.
Yeah. Do you remember Evolution? Like the movie Evolution?
But the TV show?
The TV cartoon series?
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters,
the
Men
new-
in Black.
Men in Black.
The Men in Black TV show was fucking good.
Yeah.
There was a Pet Ace Ventura
I don't
cartoon.
know.
Yes, there was.
Yeah, I remember
All that.
Blue, the Tick.
There was a mask.
Yeah,
cartoon
the
as
math
well.
cartoon was
Then
good.
Freakazoid.
The Tick. Oh my god. Freakazoid.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I liked Animaniacs.
Yeah.
I was never a fan of Animaniacs.
I watched
Anyway,
it all.
We mentioned the Switch and Pokemon.
Hold on. Do you remember the Godzilla
Fuck on.
animated series?
The
The 1998.
Yes, Godzilla animated
Which
series.
was way better than the movie itself.
See. Okay, you sparked this, so I got to bring it up. I actually liked
I did too.
1998 Godzilla.
I did too.
You want to know one of the reasons that I liked
looked cool.
1998 Godzilla? Well, it looked cool, but the baby Godzillas were like velociraptors.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was really involved in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
So then you throw in miniature Godzillas that are actually velociraptors.
Given this was a year after the Lost World Jurassic Park.
Yep. Fucking chomping on French special forces dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I'm all about that. So
I liked that.
The
I
fucking-
liked that Godzilla movie a lot.
the helicopter
actually.
chase scene, come on now.
Yeah.
That was good.
The comic relief in that movie was just...
Matthew Broderick was fantastic
Yeah.
in that movie.
Matthew Broderick was great.
He's fantastic in every movie. What are you talking
Gene
about?
Hackman. No, Gene Hackman wasn't in that movie.
No.
He's Simba, bro.
Was he Simba in the original Lion King?
In the
I know
cartoon?
he.
Yeah.
I know he was
Yeah.
in Simba's Pride 2
Yeah.
No,
he's Simba.
he was always
and
adult
1.5.
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't remember.
He's also Ferris freaking Bueller.
Lion King, the greatest ripoff of another successful franchise ever.
Maybe Avatar now.
It's a carbon copy of a German cartoon
Oh yeah, you're right.
with a white lion instead of
Yeah, I remember
a
now.
regular lion. Yeah.
So yeah, the Switch. We all got Switches.
Yeah.
And we all got Pokemon.
I have my one and only game. It's Pokemon.
I have several games, but
I have two.
that's
games,
the
and
one
they're
I've
both
played the
Pokemon.
most.
I'm getting Starlink in the next couple days for sure.
Yeah, we played it a little bit earlier, and it
Yeah.
was a little bit of fun.
Yeah. Well, I like
It's a little more open world than I thought, or it seems.
no, it is open world. It's
Okay,
cool. Yeah.
that explains a lot because I went into a like right before Matt showed up. I went into like this horde of fucking things, and I got wrecked because there was a bunch of them.
Yeah,
and
you were trying to blow up an imp nest.
yeah, I'm like, nope, this isn't gonna happen, and I died.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this weekend. I'll pick up Smash Bros and Starlink. I'm probably gonna get Skylar Harvest Moon, and then I think I'm gonna hold off buying anything else.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'm gonna get like Mario Odyssey and Mario Kart, but I really don't want to get Mario Kart because it's just a remaster of the same Mario Kart that came out for the Wii U, which I already own.
Dude, I'm convinced it's harder.
Well, here's the thing. Crash Team Racing is coming out in February, I think. And I would much rather play Crash Team Racing than I would Mario Kart.
I love Mario Kart.
No, I love Mario Kart too, don't get me wrong. But, like, I think we can all agree in this room that Diddy Kong Racing is a better racing game than Mario Kart. Can we
Absolutely.
agree on that?
I love Diddy Kong
Okay.
Racing.
Did
I
you
always
ever-
played as Conker.
I always played as Banjo. Big Banjo-Kazooie guy.
Banjo was in that game?
Yeah, Banjo's the bear. He just doesn't have Kazooie. Kazooie's stuffed in his backpack.
I didn't realize Banjo was in that game.
Yeah, Banjo's the bear.
Yeah, I know Banjo was the bear, but I didn't realize he was in the game.
Well, there's a bear in the game, and his name is Banjo.
I don't
So-
remember.
Yeah.
I played that in 3rd grade.
Well, I'm trying to help you.
I played and beat it in 3rd grade. I didn't beat reverse mode,
I did.
but I didn't get that far. I was very close. I was almost to the space shit.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Diddy Kong. Diddy Kong was cool, man.
Spoiler
But
alert, there's a spaceship.
I really liked the Sonic racing game that came out a while ago. I really
yeah,
liked
that was fun. That was fun.
And I really, really liked Crash Team Racing. and-
I've never been a Crash guy.
Oh, man. Crash
Never
Bandicoot's
been
fucking awesome.
never been a Crash guy.
So,
No, Diddy Kong Racing. Fuck, that was a fun game.
Mm-hmm.
I was always Conquer the Squirrel, and then I never did play Conquer's Bad Fur Day.
oh, I did.
But wow, that
But yeah,
game-
I think I'm going to hold off on getting Mario Kart and just get Crash Team Racing for the Switch.
yeah.
Because I'd rather play Crash. When I was at Target the other day, I already have the Crash Bandicoot trilogy for PlayStation because it doesn't feel right to play it on anything other than PlayStation. But they have a double pack of the Crash Bandicoot remaster with a special edition Power A wired controller that's all Crash Bandicoot themed for $50. I thought that was really cool. So you get a game and a controller for what you would normally pay for either one of them.
There you go.
You know,
I just do everything on PC now. I pretty much don't even own consoles.
We're not going to talk about him anymore.
PC Master Race over there.
Yeah, ooh.
Elitist over there.
I just get all the exact same games on my computer.
Assuming your computer can handle it.
It can, because it's a gaming laptop. It's an Omen. So,
woo.
What it was designed for.
Well, I built my PC and it can handle shit.
I just bought it stock out of Best Buy.
I let other people build my shit, and I can play in my living room, and I just play them. I go boop, and then I play them, and then I go boop, and then I don't play them.
I don't like controllers anymore.
Yeah, I if you try and give me a mouse to play a game with, I'll fucking smash it.
I'll play RTSs.
Yeah, I'll play that.
I'll play
that on a PC all day.
I'll play Jurassic World Evolution.
But I've also had some really good console RTSs, so like Ruse. Ruse was fantastic.
Alien vs. Predator Extinction.
Yeah, fantastic.
That was fun.
Yep.
Halo Wars was okay.
Halo Wars was really good. Halo Wars 2, not so good.
I watched all the cutscenes, so I'm good. I don't need to play it.
That's what I feel with most games.
You're just so jaded all around.
Yeah. Well, I'm normally the cynical a-hole. Where have you been, Matt? Because you're not normally this cynical.
He's been around.
Play a lot of games, man.
He's been here and he's been there.
And he's been everywhere.
Man,
I was telling this to my friends because, like, when I had my
Who are
PlayStation,
your friends, you bastard?
my other friends, my bad.
You don't have other friends.
You're true.
There's only us.
Not anymore.
You're very right. I was telling some folks
You're telling your acquaintances.
that when I had my PlayStation, I was like, you know, like I have these games that are very story based. Like I had Horizon Zero Dawn. I had like the Uncharted collector sets and everything like that. And I was like, I just don't want to put forth the time to do the story. And I was like, which is sad because when I start playing these games, I have a lot of fun. And then I realized, oh shit, 6 hours has gone by. I was like, I just want something I can play casually at this point, and then I can be like, you know what? All right, I'm done after like an hour. So
Yeah.
that's kind of been where I've been at with games lately. I rather would just get like kind of party games for like the Switch, like Mario Party and that kind of stuff.
I play video games to escape the real world, so I want it to suck me in as long as it possibly can. And that's
Maybe
about
that's
all.
why I'm depressed.
That's about all I got to say about that.
but real quick, let's talk about Pokemon Let's Go.
Yeah.
Who wants to start? I probably have the most gameplay in mine.
Yeah, you definitely do.
Because I got like 50 some hours in.
I have roughly 5.
Yeah, I've beaten the whole game. I have 4 more Pokemon.
I've got 20 hours of playtime.
Yeah.
God damn. Like I said, 5 hours. I haven't played a whole lot.
Like I said, I have 4 more Pokemon, and it's like trade exclusive ones. So Alakazam, Machamp, Golem, and Gengar. Those are the only 4 I have, which I'm going to just transfer from Go. And then I'll have my Shiny Charm, and then Matt's going Shiny hunting. I've got 3 Shiny so far.
I think the whole shiny thing's dumb.
Some of them are cool.
Some of them are pretty cool looking. So
I think shiny Pokemon are dumb. I just want Pokemon to be Pokemon.
I mean, they're cool because
Skylar's playing Pokemon Go.
they're so rare.
Skylar's playing Pokemon Go while I'm playing this. And she's like, hey, do you have this? And I said, that's not in the original. And I also have never seen that Pokemon before.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have this? Yeah, I haven't seen that for 10 years. Don't really know what it is, you know?
I arrange mine by number. So it's always the one
I just go by
51.
recent.
Yeah, beat the game. They do a lot of fan service in the game, which is pretty nice. I enjoyed that.
I like Blue. Seeing Blue make his
Yeah.
first cameo in the game's like, fuck yeah, it's
Yeah.
Gary.
Well, there's other ones too, and I don't want to spoil them for you. The best gym by far is Cinnabar.
Oh, sweet. In terms of appearance or
Just the
overall?
just the whole thing.
Okay.
It's a completely different vibe.
Is it different from the originals where you have to answer the riddles?
No, but they do it on such a grander scale. It's amazing.
Yeah. Sweet.
I'm
Like,
excited.
They make it into a fucking meme, the whole thing, and it's the best. So,
Looking forward to that. I've just been hanging around Cerulean City.
yeah, So I've been in Cerulean Cave basically just training all my Pokemon up to level 75 because I'm going after those master trainers. They're a bitch because their Pokemon are broken. Like I went after the Raticate trainer with my level 88 Raticate. His is level 75, and it one-shot me.
Weird.
Yeah.
Did
Weird.
Hyperfang you?
Did takedown. Hit me with takedown. It outsped me, and again, I'm like 10 plus levels higher than this thing. Outsped me and just one-shot me. Not a crit, nothing. I was like, what the fuck? So I got to start doing those candy trains at this point. I'm just like,
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of that.
so
I don't know if there's any specific science to it or method, but I just like, yep, Pidgey. He needs a lot more defense. Give him all them tough candies.
I try to go based off of like what their best stat is, and then what their worst one is.
Yep.
I just want all my Pokemon to be as fast as possible.
Speed is
Because
honestly,
I want
speed
to.
seems to be the best stat you can have.
Because
in the
I
game.
want to go before them every time.
Yep.
It pisses me off where they do some bullshit move and then I switch Pokemon and then, here's that bullshit move again. You don't even get a chance to go. Or when I paralyze people and they can keep doing something, they can keep doing whatever they want. But if I get paralyzed, I can't do anything.
We're looking at you, Koga, and your bullshit. Protect.
Oh God, that fucking Protect is so gay.
It's a bitch move, man.
Yeah.
It's like the first, I'm going to say the first 10 hours of my playthrough so far, it was like light screen. They would light screen, so it would make all my special attacks not super powerful, which was okay. I have a fucking Primeape who has a fucking ability that bypasses the light screen and then makes
break.
Brick
Yeah.
break, and then I don't have to deal with light screen anymore.
Yep.
So
It does the same with Reflect, FYI.
So I got that away.
Yeah.
You know, I got that out of the way pretty quick, and then it's like Protect. Oh, I select to do something. You just get to go real quick and do Protect every time.
Priority move, yeah. It's a
Yep.
bitch.
It doesn't work
it
two
doesn't-
times in a row.
It can.
And it's very unlikely,
Yeah, it's
though.
unlikely.
Well, I've had a lot of very unlikely situations where
Yeah.
it goes back to back.
Just do better.
You're talking to them, not talking to me.
I'm talking to you.
No.
I am talking to you.
I'm not the one fucking digitally fighting other pocket demons.
Heart of the cards, man.
Ooh.
Gotcha. But anyway, the game has a lot of good fan service.
Yeah.
It
I
makes me
enjoyed
really
it.
excited for the legit Pokemon game that we're going to get this year.
Yes.
Well, everybody, like, I watch a lot of YouTube videos, people. A lot. And, like, I watch a lot of reviews or, previews of what, and people are like, this game's going to be shit. It's like one of the Switch's, like, it's the Switch's highest selling title ever. And then, like, it's one of the best reviewed games of the year. Like, it's fantastic.
And it's not even a real Pokemon game.
Yeah, it was a side game. Like, normally the way Pokemon games are released, you get the game, then you get either the, like, sister game, so, like, Yellow, Emerald, that kind of stuff, or you get the sequels, Black and White 2, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, the next year, and then you get a break, 1 year break, and then you get the next generation. It's a 3-year cycle, basically.
Yeah.
So, we got Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon, and then we got this, which is confirmed a Generation 7 game. And people are like, it's not a real Pokemon game. We technically shouldn't have even got a fucking game this year, people.
Yeah.
Be happy with what you got, because it turned out awesome. And
I just look at this as a Pokemon Go companion.
that's essentially
Yeah.
what it is.
That's all I look at it as.
It's a cool look back. It's a look back at Pokemon Yellow,
Yeah.
and while still introducing the Pokemon Go mechanics, and it was really cool. I was definitely worried. I was like, okay, well, how am I supposed to train my Pokemon other than battling people? And,
Dude, I love this way of training Pokemon.
yeah, it's
so
it's
much more.
Yeah,
I don't.
it's different because
The-
all your Pokemon get experience.
That I like.
Well, the thing is, they
What I
had
don't
that
like
thing as
is I don't
experience
get to
here.
battle random Pokemon. That pisses me off.
I wish
The
they
only
would
Pokemon
incorporate
I've
that.
battled is fucking Snorlax twice.
I wish they would incorporate that to where you can choose to battle them first and then catch them.
And the
Which they might
catching
in the
itself should
next
be a mini
generation.
game. That should be a mini
Kind of
game.
is.
Well,
But-
yeah, but
My biggest complaint for Let's Go is I have to catch Pokemon with motion controls if I want to play on my TV, and that's fucking stupid.
yeah, I
I
was
bought the little ball.
I was kind of like,
You're still motion control.
I know, I like it though.
I
was-
don't.
It
I
immerses
don't want to
me
play with
more.
motion controls.
Yeah,
what I want to
immerses
know
me
is
more
why
into
is it any different taking the doing the whole Switch and taking both Joy-Cons, putting them in that little controller grip.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that any different? But no, it's either the whole console or just one Joy-Con. What?
Or a Pokeball.
Or a Pokeball, which I want to get because I want Mew.
But I also don't want to spend $50
You can take
on
both Joy-Cons and put them in the attachment, and then when you throw it, you get a synchronized bonus so you can throw 2 balls. Gives you more XP. Cheat codes. That's how I'm getting 90k experience with Chansey's in Cerulean Cave.
Damn.
Yeah. I get all my Pokemon to like level 75 like that. That's why I like train. Here's my biggest problem with grinding out Pokemon games. I love Pokemon games, but after you beat the Elite Four and like they have like the little post game stuff, it's like, oh well, like, you're supposed to train all your Pokemon to level 100. By the time you're level 65, wild Pokemon don't give you shit for XP, and when you go, the only people you can rebattle, let's say Gold and Silver for example, are Red and the Elite Four. The Elite Four's Pokemon are level 50, while Red are level 80, but you battle them once, you got to go through a credit scene, and you might level up one time with one Pokemon, whereas in this sense, I've gotten so many Pokemon to level 100 already. Like, I've got all the legendary Pokemon to level 100 just by catching these Chanseys, which it makes me feel like I'm actually doing something, like I'm making ground.
Yeah.
Whereas, like I said, I've just played for 8 hours and I gained 2 levels. And it's like, I could play for 5 hours and get, like, 1 or 2 Pokemon up to level 75, if not more. So.
I'm just going to beat the Elite Four and then not play it ever again, so.
Yeah, probably.
See,
What are the
goal
legendaries like?
My goal, top notch.
So
Because,
their
like-
actual fight?
So, yeah, it's the exact
like
same as
Snorlax.
Snorlax.
Okay, cool.
So
I
you
haven't
have
been
to
to
battle
Snorlax
them.
yet.
You have a
Yeah,
timer.
you have an opportunity to catch 2 of them.
Actually, more.
What?
There's more.
Well, I've only encountered
That
2.
fat bastard just keeps laying around.
Well,
I've only
not
encountered
that.
2. I
Oh.
caught 1,
You
and then I ran away from the other one because I didn't want to fight it.
Once you get to Cerulean Cave, post game after the Elite Four to go catch Mewtwo, you know how you catch combos and makes certain Pokemon more likely to show up.
Mm-hmm.
Hit like basically a catch combo of 11, and Snorlax is your rare encounter in Cerulean Cave, which is a cool little Easter egg from the Pokedex entry. He'll come out of the mountains and the caves.
Yep.
Yeah.
And lay down.
Well, if you,
So.
like, the one that I chose not to catch, when I ran away from him, it said Snorlax woke up and decided to go back to the caves.
Yeah. So, I like that. Like I said, it does a lot of good fan service stuff. But training wise, I like this ability to train. I think with the Generation 8 Pokemon games that are coming out this year now, we're gonna get kind of like a hybrid, where you battle the Pokemon, and then you're gonna have the motion controls to catch it.
Shitty.
Which I love the motion controls. Like I said, I feel more immersed by it.
I don't.
So.
I feel more immersed by playing with my Switch like it's my Game Boy when it was 1998.
Yeah. Like I said, I wish catching Pokemon was more like a fight, and then the actual catching process was a mini game.
Well, like I said, I feel like the catching process is a mini game, especially when you get the higher difficulty Pokemon to catch, because they
just
bounce around so much.
Yeah, but then you just switch to a higher level ball, and then you just chuck
Well,
it
you
at
also
them.
got to bury them
It's
too.
not always.
Don't always have to.
It's
No,
not
but
always
to
like
get them
don't-
to stop moving.
I don't bury him anymore.
It's
I don't-
not always like that.
I
I'll
don't-
tell you that right now.
I don't wait for them to stop moving. I just time how they're coming back across the screen. I just throw a ball and for when they get to the middle.
I'll say this with the legendary Pokemon, like they'll activate barriers on themselves that just burn berries up, and like Pokeballs will hit them and they'll just disintegrate. Like they make it more fun for the legendaries. Like I said, legendaries are awesome in the game. I haven't transferred over my Meltan for Pokemon Go yet. I need to do that. So I
Still
can start
haven't
training.
completed all that shit.
I haven't either, but really all you have to do to get the little mystery box is you just have to transfer a Pokemon over to Pokemon Go, catch it,
Okay.
and then they're like, oh, hey, by the way, here's your mystery box. You open it up. It's like an incense for 30 minutes. And they're like, there's your Meltan. For 30 minutes, you got to catch as many as you fucking can because it's 400 candies to evolve them. and that's the only way to evolve them is in
Pokemon
Pokemon
Go.
Go. You can't do it on Let's Go.
Wow.
Well, here's what you don't get the Go Park until 3/4 of the way through the game. So enjoy yourself.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. Thanks for giving me a stupid Go Park and not giving me the Safari Zone.
Yeah. All the Pokemon that you can catch in the Safari Zone are out in the wild now.
Yeah,
so.
I know, but it's supposed to be a
I was gonna
callback
say,
to Pokemon Yellow.
I have the issue of, do I want to evolve my Nidorino or Nidorina? Because they're only level 20.
Yes, you do.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, because I didn't know if they got better moves from staying in their state until a certain point.
Not really. You'd rather have a Stage 3 Pokemon early game because you're just, especially if you're in Cerulean, because that gives you a ground type to fuck up Surge.
There you go. Cool.
Um,
I got the Moonstones for
I used
both.
my Pikachu to fucking tank Surge, so my Pikachu fucking tanked his Raichu.
Dude.
So
the starters in the game are so broken. I love it.
I love it.
Okay, so this is what I was telling him earlier as we wrap this up. The first Pokemon that I caught in the game after I got Pikachu was an Oddish. That
was mine too.
That's my number 2 Pokemon right now. It's a Vileplume.
Yeah, dude. Oddish is a bad little bitch in that game.
Yeah. I was really impressed at how fucking tough. From Oddish to Gloom, and then I decided right before I did right before I went into Rocket's hideout and fought Giovanni for the first time.
Yeah.
I bought a Leaf Stone because I was, there.
Yeah.
And I evolved him into a Vileplume, and he's fucking tanking for me. So
It's good to have a poison type, especially against Team Rocket, because then they can't poison you.
well, I have a bunch of them. So my squad right now is Haunter, Primeape, Alolan Marowak, Pikachu, Venomoth. Is that 6?
I think. I wasn't counting.
Alola Marowak, Haunter, Vileplume. What was the other one?
Primeape.
Yeah, that's 6. I tried to use Pokemon I hadn't used before in the past. So I used Pikachu, my starter, because I actually never used Pikachu. I've never liked Pikachu. And then I was like, I'm going to use a Mr. Mime. So
I had no
used
choice.
Mr. Mime.
I had no choice because I had Pokemon Yellow.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to use your starter.
No, but
So
as an 8-year-old child, you kind of want to.
But you're a 28-year-old man.
I know. At this point, yeah, you're
28-year-old
right.
child.
Yeah.
At this point, yeah, you're right. Back
So-
then, I would just do nothing but tank your starter on any game.
But I was like, all right, I'm going to use my starter Pikachu. I'm going to use Mr. Mime. And then I got those two. I am using a Poliwrath.
I haven't encountered any water Pokemon at all.
I wish they had the fishing rod still. Because you can't catch a water Pokemon until Squirtle and Cerulean, or not until you get to Fuchsia when you can finally learn the surf ability.
Yeah.
And it's like one of the first gym requirement is catch a grass, or you have to have a grass or water type.
So do you just teach a Pokemon the Surf TM to get the Surf ability?
No.
Where do you get the fucking Surf ability at?
In Fuchsia, there's a guy next to a Lapras with a surfboard, and he teaches it to your Pikachu.
Yes, I remember that was like a really awesome mini game in Pokemon Yellow.
Yeah.
The surfing Pikachu, and you could
Well,
print
it'll
out
teach
pictures.
it to Eevee too if you have Let's Go Eevee. But I'm gonna make a new profile, and I'm gonna do what I like to call the Ash Ketchum challenge. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use only Pokemon that Ash Ketchum used in the Kanto region.
Yeah, I did that for a little bit.
So, well, I'm not going to use any of the evolved forms. So, like, I can only use Bulbasaur. I can't evolve it to an Ivysaur or Venusaur. I can use Charizard if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Primeape, Butterfree, Pidgeotto.
Pidgeot.
Actually, Pidgeot for one episode.
Well, yeah, for one episode.
Actually, you can say Raticate too, technically, because he had Eradicate at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Snorlax, Tauros, Muck, Kingler, and Lapras.
But he didn't get that until the Orange Islands.
I thought he had it a little bit before.
And he got it in the Orange Islands.
Well, then I won't use Lapras.
But that was technically in the middle of Kanto, in terms of the series. The Orange Islands took
That was
place
after
before,
all 8 badges, though. So
but it took place before the Indigo League.
no, he got beat in the Pokemon League first. Yes, he did.
Thanks for telling me that.
Yeah, no problem, dude. Have you got strength yet?
No, where the fuck do I get that at?
So you got to go down south of Fuchsia a little bit. You're gonna run into Team Rocket. They're gonna give you some golden teeth. You got to take them back to the Warden.
Yeah,
Oh,
I remember doing that.
okay. Yeah, I gotta beat Sabrina.
I still have to get cut.
Yeah, that's easy.
Where is that? Is that in
It's on
Vermilion?
SSN.
Yeah.
Okay.
You literally just walk on there and then walk up to the warden and then, or the captain and then leave.
You rub his tummy a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay.
Gotcha.
But
So this is a fun game.
I love it. Like I said, it's an extra game. It's an extra title to play. So all the people that are like critiquing it, like it's not good for the competitive scene of Pokemon. It's like
Yeah.
it's not meant for hardcore players, dude.
Fucking go keep jerking off
Like,
and be on with your day.
if you want to keep doing like competitive stuff, you have Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon
Yeah.
right there.
This is just fun.
Yeah.
It's just fun. There's nothing. It doesn't need to be anything more than it is. Because it's a remake of a classic, and then it's just fun.
I would like to see them continue with this series, though.
Yeah.
I would like to have like a Let's Go Johto, but only give me the Johto region. Don't give it to where I have to go back to Kanto again.
Yeah.
Because if you count this one, we've been to Kanto, I think, 5 times, and all of Pokemon. Which, I love the Kanto region, don't get me wrong, but if I just got this game, and then they end up continuing with, like, the Let's Go series.
Well, here's what you do. Instead of doing Let's Go Silver, Let's Go Gold, doing that, whatever version you want to say there,
Yep.
just do Let's Go Crystal and you got them both.
Yeah, but Pokemon's not going to do that.
No.
Company's not going to do that.
No.
But
But it's the same thing as doing Let's Go Silver, Let's Go Gold.
no, what I mean, though, is... So in Gold and Silver, after you beat Johto, you
Yeah,
go over
you
to
go back
Kanto.
to Kanto, yeah.
I don't want that.
Why?
Because I just was there.
But you have a different experience.
Would it be, though?
Yeah. That was always a different experience. Because you're taking those Johto Pokemon back to Kanto.
Yeah, but I don't know. Then I would.
And it's like,
I've been back to Johto.
you go to
Kanto
fight
so
somebody
many
at a
times
gym
now.
and it's like, ha! Look at your puny Charmander. Here's my Typhlosion! I mean, that's always what it was.
Kind of. I mean, they were tougher.
the gym leaders themselves, not the actual
Yeah.
trainers.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Except for
then
that
when you
one
go
dude
to-
with like the 6 Magikarp, just waiting for you to take on his 6 Magikarp.
I don't know. I think it'd be cool.
One
if
of
they
which was
added
level
a different-
40.
I think it'd be cool if they added a different post game.
Yeah.
To like if they did a remake for Gold and Silver for Let's Go, where it was not Kanto, but just give me Mount Silver immediately, and then maybe add like the
Lola?
Sevi Islands from Leaf Green
Oh, that'd be cool.
and Fire Red.
I stopped playing at Crystal, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Leaf
They
Green
added
Fire
so
Red
like
was-
in the original games you could find Moltres and Victory Road, and it's the same in this one, which is I thought was stupid. Like in the remakes, the original remakes of Red and Green, they added these things called the Sevi Islands. So like after you beat the Elite Four, you could go down to these islands and do different things. Well, Moltres was on one of these islands, and I wish they would have brought those back in this game.
Yeah. Sevi Islands was really cool. They had some cool shit there.
But yeah, I hope they continue with the series. I think it'd be a fun experience to be able to go through Johto and catch a wild Totodile
Mhm.
with motion controls,
Fuck your motion controls.
and then have to battle that fucking milk tank. That fucking milk tank.
Fuck that Miltank. All right. We're running.
I'm done. I need to eat.
I need to eat too. Getting some Taco Bell.
I got a fart.
I'm going home to eat.
I'm going to grab some Taco Bell. So this was a fun game. I'm looking forward to continuing to play. I'm looking forward to continuing to play Starlink. And hopefully eventually beating Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Still haven't done that.
Are you ever going to go back and finish Origins?
At this point, probably not.
I don't think you'll finish Odyssey either.
I need to.
You won't.
I like it a lot more than Origins, so I'm probably going to. But yeah. Well, I guess that's it. So
I'm done.
Do your plugs.
check us out every Tuesday live here on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube on the Podcastrophe pages
Did
for
we
those
get
respective.
YouTube figured out?
Yeah, we've been on YouTube this whole time.
Cool. I didn't know that.
I figured it out for Brews with Dudes pregame last week. I didn't figure it out; it just works all of a sudden. So
I told you what you had to do to fix it.
I didn't even do anything. I just went. Anyway, so we're live on those every Tuesday. You can check us out in audio form on the Podcastrophe feed itself by subscribing to us on Podbean and iTunes, eventually Spotify and all that. But for right now, it's just Podbean and iTunes, and you get a bunch of extra content. If you're already listening to us, you may be on the Journey into Comics network. So go ahead and swing over to us, and you get the extra content. If not, oh well, you get us every Thursday on Podbean, Stitcher Radio, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play Music, and all of the podcasting platforms via the Journey into Comics network.
Wherever you buy your podcast.
For now, until they find a replacement show for us.
It's kind of like Starship Troopers. You know?
I don't even want to know where that's going to go.
Well, I mean, I'll give you the job until you're dead or we find somebody better.
Okay. So, I mean, if you haven't already, subscribe to the Journey into Comics network, and you get all the other shows like Journey into Comics, Journey into Wrestling, Poor 360 coming up. Yeah, Journey into Wrestling, Gallif Radio, Foodies Watching Movies, Brews with Dudes, Voice of Survival, us, Podcastrophe, Crucial Tunes coming up, and the best of the week. Dungeons with Dudes every other Sunday. Hosted by Mr. Dave Linder and Nick Maxon. And who knows what else is in the works, so yeah, check us out there.
Blaine and I both have secret stuff in the works.
Yes. We do.
Just for us.
Just for us.
I'm just here.
Matt's just here.
Matt might have some secret stuff too.
He's Matt!
I don't.
All right, Matt. Woo!
All right. Everybody, thanks for listening. Please make every day a big dick day. Bye, guys.